I've started my
Jeffon,
stream.
what have you learned
Uh,
today,
what
Borgmaster?
have I learned today? That elves and dwarves are racist and they suck.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Kobolds are just puppies.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Carlos Sainz's chances on Williams?
He'll be there for a few years.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to drive a tractor.
I mean, yeah. He knows what he's signing up for.
Okay.
All right, sending the raid over. Thanks everyone for watching.
Thanks
And
everyone
remember,
for watching.
that content warning. The next stream has other M.
This looks like something. This
Yeah.
doesn't look like Other M.
What are you
That's
talking
Other
about?
M?
I'm playing Metroid Other M and definitely wasn't in the middle of something when he said I could start my stream.
Oh,
This looks very different. What is this actually?
This is like a
So
better game.
hey, you know Vampire Survivors?
Uh-huh.
What if that, but it was with your lovable space dwarves from Deep Rock Galactic?
Oh, that's right. They made one of those. How do you feel about it?
Here's the thing. As someone who went back to Vampire Survivors recently, it turns out I had beaten most of that game before the DLC came out and added another couple dozen hours. And also that game gets real easy once you know what you're doing and what to build. Whereas
How do you?
I think this game is actually like difficult in a way that is enjoyable. It is nice to actually like have one of these be hard again. I also just think it's sharper than a lot of the other Survivor likes. Because you can dig through walls, and that changes how you approach movement and navigation and dealing with hordes and hordes and hordes of bugs.
Oh, I'm glad.
How does it compare to Hollow Cure?
I mean, it doesn't have a fishing minigame.
I actually like Hollow Cure.
I like Hollow Cure. It's just I see all of the stuff KU added. There's a goddamn Jump King clone.
Yeah.
In there for funsies. And it's like, first off, have some more respect for yourself, K. You could make games that cost money. Because Hollow Cure is
free. And the amount of game in that game is insane. Like, it has a leveling system.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty deep.
Also, it references my favorite HoloLive characters. Such as Oro Crony.
Hey. Yeah.
I remember when Crony, to celebrate getting 1 million subs, she ate the hot chip.
And she almost died.
And she, started screaming. Yeah. I have terrible news, Relkin. Squats are canon again. In 40k. So I'm afraid whatever obscure lore you know about squats is now in fact no longer obscure. Also, they keep trying to make the Custoda as a thing.
Have you played Deep Rock Galactic proper recently?
Not recently.
Have they? Because last time I played it was years ago, and the reason because they didn't have much in it.
They added a bunch of new mission types in the last couple years. And like straight up like there were like raid boss-esque encounters in that game.
Okay.
Like it's impressive.
I had some fun with it, but also like I felt like there was like 5 hours of content there. This was pretty early on.
Ah, fuck.
And I didn't think it would stick around that long.
Well, Relkin, have you considered that dwarves in the Dragon Age setting are American? Yeah, that's right. Checkmate, motherfucker.
Oh, Too bad there aren't any good Dragon Age games.
Yeah, it's a shame that there were never any good Dragon Age games. Except 2, weirdly enough.
Maybe one day.
Wait,
Also, I'm on a Taskmaster Series 14, which features Fern Brady, and she's the disaster millennial we all need, but she's very Scottish. So I've been hearing a lot of Scottish in my life. Anyway.
how much are retro tinks these days? Too much.
I think the
still?
5X is still like 300.
Which is the one that does it do proper 4K or does
No,
it,
that's
is it just
that's the RetroTink 4K.
fuck that thing's. I'm looking at that. That's $750.
Yeah, that thing's
Jesus
$750 because
goddamn Christ.
it upscales your games to 4K.
That said, that price is kind of ridiculous.
What does the 5X Pro do? Does it do
Also,
1080p?
yeah, okay. If Obsidian made Dragon Age 2, I think people would still not like it. It's not like there's a contingent of people who have gone back to any other Obsidian game other than KOTOR 2 and New Vegas. Like, the only people who are excited about Mask of the Betrayer are sick people who actually played it at the time. But, like, the video essayist crowd and the New Vegas lesbians, as we call them, that's not actually what we call them, that's just me making a funny. They're not gonna go back to Neverwinter Nights 2, because Neverwinter Nights 2 as a platform kind of fucking sucks. There's a reason why the first game's mod scene is still, like, massive.
Is actually playing Neverwinter Nights 2 fine?
No.
Is someone vaguely interested in playing Mask of the Betrayer at some point?
So it's mostly a UX thing.
Okay, I can get past a bad user interface.
Yeah, I mean, it's you know, it's their weird compromised. I mean, you can break the 3.5 part of it because it's D&D 3.5. But yeah, like, so to put it in perspective, Neverwinter Nights 1 is a game. No, it isn't. It's awful, says man who wasn't strong enough to beat Neverwinter Nights 2 Mask of the Betrayer.
Yeah, I know Relkin hates it, but that's one guy, and
Well, he's one guy in chat, and as we all know,
I might have a different opinion. So I'll try
I don't know. But genuinely, I think like on an engine level, Neverwinter Nights 2 is like a mess.
I mean, that's honestly how I feel about Vanilla 1. Vanilla Neverwinter Nights.
Oh no, don't fucking like. But the thing is, Neverwinter Nights 1 was built around a single character.
Yes.
And so having full party control in 2 doesn't feel good.
Yes. That's kind of my problem with Neverwinter Nights 1.
The problem with Neverwinter Nights 1 is the opposite, where it turns out that just controlling one character, especially if you made, I don't know, a fighter,
boring.
It's kind of boring.
Like, the core combat in 1 is just so bleh. If you don't know what you're doing.
It also helps. It doesn't help that, like, the original
rule set that they used wasn't great.
Yeah, first off, it's running on non 3.5. It's running on just regular 3rd edition. Which is 3rd edition is a bad rule set. 3.5 ain't much better, but you know.
That's something I didn't expect to hear because people seem to love 3rd edition, or at least 3.5.
People like 3.5. They don't like OG3.
Yeah.
Which one
Like-
is Temple of Unbelievable based on?
3.5.
3.5.
And that's like they were forced. Yeah, no, people loved 3rd edition at the time, but yeah, it's like everyone moved to 3.5 for a reason. And the other thing is just Alright, there we go. Shine Sparkin'.
My primary complaint with Metroid Dread is that so many of the secrets are hidden behind shine sparks. Like, 100% of that game, and I was so fucking tired of shine sparking shit.
It's the most difficult traversal thing they can make you do. So I get it. But yes.
Yeah, but they rely on it way too much.
I did not 100% that game for that reason.
Yeah. I only had a handful of missiles to get, and I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and 100% it, and then spent a few hours doing that because a few of them were complete pains in the ass.
But yeah, I have said before, I'm at a point in my life where like the quirks and intricacies of 3rd edition drive me fucking nuts. You missed something in there? Oh, well,
Yeah, Fusion and Zero Mission do have shine spark bullshit everywhere. I just remember feeling like Dread had so much more of it, which might not be true, because I haven't 100%ed Fusion or Zero Mission in a long time. Because why would I? I don't need to.
Yeah.
I disagree that you can get 100% in Super without skill. You got to do some pretty crazy jumps sometimes.
Alright, so this time, don't go through that hole. Go through a different hole.
Isn't that the one you just went through?
Okay, but now where do... Oh, I see. I'm a doofus. There.
You didn't morph ball. Oh.
And then you morph ball up, and then you go to the second part.
I was about to say, you didn't morph ball into that last time.
Yes. I've solved the mystery of the Metroids.
Mm-hmm. The mystery of the Metroids?
Yeah.
As opposed to the mystery of the Druids.
Yeah. The mystery of the Druids are why are Druids always a lame class in D&D, speaking of D&D. Especially in like most video game adaptions. Like
Rio asking me to play that game without knowing. It's like, hey, I heard about this game that's an adventure game that people say is hard. And it's like, what is it? It's called Mystery of the Druids. I've never actually seen it. It's like, oh, dear Kyle.
Just link up to the Mandalore video on it, and that's all you need to watch.
Yeah.
I
still think that Nibelung Ring game is one of the most insane things I've seen.
I have that. I don't know if Mandalore played the entire thing on stream. But...
I think he did.
Okay.
And I think he played the second one too.
So, I think the only thing that Mandalore hasn't done that I probably need to see if I can find it to get it working is Cryo did a video game adaptation of Faust called Faust.
Uh-huh.
And it's an incredibly esoteric video game. And then I also have, AdventureGamers.com. I actually
I am
know a few
aware.
people there. One of their lowest reviewed adventure games is called Blue Ice. And this is where I actually differ from them. I don't necessarily hate Blue Ice. The problem is that Blue Ice is probably considered the Finnegan's Wake of adventure games,
Okay.
That's not a sentence I expected to hear.
in that no one's actually figured out what that game is about, and there are entire sequences where even the developers have forgotten how to solve it.
Okay.
And there's two parts to the game. There's this is the part of the game and the ending you get if you're a normal human being. And then there's the second part that actually hasn't been fully deciphered.
Like, people have beaten it, though, right?
No, actually, no one's actually fully solved everything in Blue Ice.
Okay.
Anyway, the Finnegan's Wake of adventure games is probably my favorite sentence I've heard in a long time.
Blue Ice is insane.
Blue Ice White Dragon. Huh?
So that means that you guys are just going to hate it and think that it has no creative merit to
I
exist.
mean, listen, you know, after you played that adventure game that talked a lot about the Illuminati that was made by a guy who did a murder-suicide,
Yep.
I had forgotten about that.
you know, perhaps there's some concern. I don't know.
Isn't this just gonna make you slide back down? No, never mind.
Yeah, I'm looking to see where I need to go. Okay, I see. This was an optional area.
Yeah, like a Metroid.
Yeah.
What is that?
What is this? Just a dead end.
Oh, you're sliding down the
Anyway,
hill. That's cool.
Yeah.
The baby.
Looks like
If people here have not seen the Mandalore video on Mystery of the Druids, strongly recommend. It's
How long is this
YouTube
video?
videos. It's like an
90
hour
minutes.
long. It's fantastic. Go watch it.
it's very long.
It's
It's a long time.
It's a very good game to
Yeah,
watch
it's
someone else
3
suffer
episodes
through.
of Murder, She Wrote.
Dude, the place I watched it, they got taken down. I'm so bummed.
They took down Murder She Wrote. Those
Murder,
monsters.
She Wrote Kiss dot RU.
Yeah, that's where it was.
Kiss Agatha dot RU.
What the fuck?
Because, you know, Kiss Anime.
Apparently, all of Murder She Wrote is available on ctv.ca for free.
Yeah,
if you're
so
Canadian.
you need to go there.
Oh, thanks. My boss let me use the thing that I need to solve this problem, but not
Yeah.
before.
You're dangerous.
Yeah. I'm a
You
woman.
might destroy the entire station.
Yeah, if they said that, that'd be good.
Well, it's expected that you
only,
know.
the only place that's justifiable is the power bomb.
And that's why he
Yeah,
says
I don't
I'm
know.
not going to
You're
authorize
a
you to
weird,
use-
crazy, like ancient alien super weapon.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they even let you outside.
See, this is great, but unfortunately, the text of the game does not say any of
Does not
that.
support this.
It just says, Adam won't let me.
Well, yeah, because she knows. I'm sorry. Do you want them to explain everything to you constantly? Baby gamer, Raven.
Oh, I'm sorry, my head canon.
I can't tell if Relka is doing a bit or not.
That's the point.
I have dealt with too many people. Listen, I have, let's say, some flashbacks to an individual who will remain unnamed,
Who
Oh, is it
really
the same
liked
one I was
this
who
talking
game.
about
really
last
liked
time?
this game.
Is that me?
No.
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 There is a Giant Bomb user forum poster that doesn't post anymore because I think they got banned.
Yeah.
Maybe. Can neither confirm nor deny. Yes.
I know that person because they used to they posted on Era for a bit. They seem to have chilled
Anyway.
out some.
Ancient Giant Bomb forum more
Yeah.
aside.
Yeah, so they thought that there was nothing questionable about the depiction of Samus in the game.
Oh, I don't think there is.
Oh
Genuinely.
boy, do we get to have this conversation?
No, we don't have to.
Okay.
As somebody who's I have always thought that she was super fucked up in the head. Like,
So
what does she
it's-
do for
it's
a
your
living? She
head
goes
canon.
down to plants and kills animals
That
all
is
the time.
fine. I don't think that you've ever, like, completely negated people who say that there's
some
maybe
iffy stuff in here that feels
iffy
very...
stuff in this game that feels.
Oh, you guys
I don't
definitely
know.
don't get to have your own opinions about it. That's for sure.
So that was
Yeah.
the problem with this person. And then B, they were constantly, literally, we had multiple staff write Game of the Year lists and did awards, and every single one that didn't have this game on there, they're like, this list would have been better if it had Other M on it.
Yeah.
Would have been better if Boss
right.
Baby was on it.
I remember
Needs
this
more-
person because this one of the few forum arguments that for some reason stick in my head is this person being like, no, her breakdown in front of Ridley is totally justified, and I'm like, you've beaten him like 4 times at this point.
I believe at this point she's killed it for real once.
She's killed Ridley,
No,
like 4 times.
Killed Ridley several times.
And
like,
Robot
this-
Ridley.
At this point in the chronology, I believe she's only because you don't kill him in the
this
first
is-
one. I think he
this
like
is
goes
post-
away.
This is post Super.
Yeah, so I think
And
you've
yes,
only
he
killed
gets-
him once.
No,
He gets
well,
killed
Prime.
in-
There's also the Prime games.
When did
Yeah,
those take
so-
place?
Prime games take
Between
place
one and-
between 1 and 2.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Yeah, he keeps getting rebuilt. So like, whether he actually dies or not between games is debatable. But
I mean,
she is
if I killed the
definitely-
guy 3 times and he keeps coming back, I'd start freaking out too. It's like,
Yeah, actually,
motherfucker,
yeah,
this-
that's a good point.
I feel like
This
at this
needs to
point,
stop.
I feel like at this point she should do it with all the air that someone takes out the garbage.
Yes,
Nah.
I've been
Ah,
told.
fuck, this is happening
I've
again.
been told
God
that the
damn it.
Japanese voice acting has more nuance, which hey, that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah, I know.
I still don't understand why she was like, oh yeah, everyone would give thumbs up as a salute, but I just did it thumbs down. I didn't really know why, but I did it.
Because
No one really gave me shit over it. It's just, what are you doing, lady? What's going on here?
Sakamoto doesn't treat Prime as canon. Of course, there's some
even-
developer beef. Jeez.
Even in that case, there's 2 times where she's killed Ridley.
Yeah, I think what Yatsu said has merit though. I could see somebody going like, "I keep killing you, you keep coming back. What the fuck?"
yeah,
Well,
but
yeah, she should be able
that's
to
not
do
what
it
the
again
text
instead of-
says.
Instead of freaking out, though, she should be able to do it again. She freezes in her tracks with fear, even though she's done this.
We're
at
going
least
to get
twice
to that
already.
scene in this stream probably, and
So
then
bad.
we're gonna
I'm
have
just
some
gonna
fun.
nod my head and go, "Okay."
But how many more times will she say baby?
The current baby
Never
count
enough.
is at 10.
The baby.
The baby. I had to protect the baby. I felt so
Oh,
bad.
right. And this person was like a weirdly. The other thing about this person that I remember is I'm looking it up. This person really, really, really thought that Lost Planet 2 was one of the greatest games of the year that it came out of. I
Lost
forgot
Planet
about
2,
that.
in retrospect,
people
feels
really
like
like
a
it.
weird.
I don't.
There's like
Ahead
a
of its-
fan patch
kind of
for
ahead of
that
its
game,
time.
which is terrifying. Like the fact that someone bothered to make a fan patch to make that game work on modern
there's,
PC.
There's a fan patch
There
for
are
everything.
fan patches for everything. Don't.
No, but it even
Resident
fixes
Evil Outbreak.
multiplayer. Like, how?
Yeah. Yeah, there are some people out there who just love getting weird games working, and
It's a challenge.
I mean, listen,
Yeah.
it's like how I
Wand of Gamelon
popped into a
has that one
stream
patch.
where a
One
guy
Gamelon
was
has that remake.
a guy was coding
Yeah.
retro achievements for fucking Lifeline.
Hell yeah!
How many of them are just, yell the words
Red Eye.
dodge 300 times?
Dodge left 1 2 shoot
Shoot head. Shoot head. Shoot head.
shoot head.
That game
Left,
didn't seem
dodge.
fun, but it was fun to watch you. To hear
Oh
you
yeah, watch
play
me
it.
get angry. Oh god, yeah, that's gotta be played by me at some point again, huh?
No,
you don't have to play it again,
I mean,
he did it.
unless the podcast does it.
Wait, did you get to the part where she wears the sexy leather suit?
no,
Oh.
Okay, well you have to keep.
but it
playing.
has retro achievements now.
I am now learning that CTV has.
I don't need a sigh
shit
from you,
ton of free
Mister.
television
I'm going to
shows.
play Dragon Age Inquisition.
It's a problem.
Yeah. How did you get any further in Below Zero, or did you give up on that?
I'll get back to it. I got to the point where it opened up in a big way, and that spooked me a bit.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, you're 800 hours into Inquisition, and you're like, 2 of these characters are fun, and one of them is from the last game.
I like 3 of the playable characters are good.
Do you like the French woman?
Cassandra?
Yeah.
I think she's great.
Yeah. Yeah, and Varric's good. How do you feel about...
Yep.
Have you learned what Blackwall's deal is?
No, but considering he just left the fortress without saying anything, I'm betting if I go find him, I will.
Okay. Then I will say no more on that.
Also, I'm betting his thing is he's not actually a Grey Warden, because that's what they explicitly said in the Fade when the guy's taunting everybody. So
Oh.
I think if you bring him in there, they kind of spoil the whole thing. Which is great.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't hate Blackwall.
Yeah, Blackwall's cool. Wait, shouldn't you though? Because he's sad dad approximate,
No, because he's gruff man.
but he's not actually a dad.
He's not a dad. He's not...
So you're okay with sad man, but not
Yes,
sad
no,
dad.
men are allowed to be sad, they're just not allowed to be fathers.
Fathers must
Okay.
be strong. Must not show weakness.
I mean, just sad dad is not inherently bad
No,
story
sad
concept.
dads are good.
It's just,
There's been a lot of
like,
sad dad games
a
recently.
little
That's
too
why.
much.
You know, I don't mind a sad dad game so long as like he doesn't get sadder through the course of the game.
But that's all of them!
Yeah, what if
in
what
God
if
of
they
War
just
in God of War the 18 one, he doesn't get sadder at the end.
No,
He just
you're
gets-
right.
He's the same amount of sad.
And that's also probably the best sad dad game.
Yeah, he retains the sadness from beginning to end, no different.
He layers it on with like a
There's like one
There's-
scene where he's like, "Oh wow, maybe I am sad," and then he
He-
just says, "Better kill these
he-
people."
he grows throughout that game also. Like the end of that game, he takes off the wraps around his arm and you know lets it all go.
Yeah, that's a good scene.
It's a good fucking game.
Yeah,
it is a good
I
game.
should play Ragnarok.
I should as well.
And waste all those good feelings.
Oh, does it turn into sad dad game?
Nah, people like Ragnarok.
It's just, from my understand, it's a million more things.
What
in
I
that
have
game.
been told is that game's plot doesn't move for like 30 hours, and then it all happens.
It all happens at once.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is disappointing. But that's also the first game does the same thing.
All video games, all AAA video games now need to be minimum 30 to 40 hours long.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm guessing you guys have already done your Game Awards announcement talks.
Yeah, a little bit.
What do you want to talk about?
They're making a new Onimusha, and it's probably going to be a parry game.
I
Oh,
don't
for
want
sure.
I don't want it to be paved over that they're making a Solasta 2, and that was a major trailer.
Yeah,
Yeah, I noticed that.
it was a pre-show trailer, but still, it made me happy because it's like
Yeah.
I would like to see what they try to do with a budget instead of.
How much of that is that all like Baldur's Gate 3 was popular, so let's make
I
another one?
fully believe that they got more investor cash entirely because, power bombs, but I'm not authorized to use the power bombs.
Not until
Only
the
a
end.
man would tell me what to do.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe Samus needs a man to tell her what to do. I'm not just trying to be mean. Maybe this emotionally fraught woman needs a solid male figure in her life to give her
Uh-huh.
direction.
I honestly need to find a still image of that guy's face when she shoots the door with the missile. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah.
It's a great moment.
It's such a funny face.
So the idea that Samus is maybe mentally fucked up because of all the stuff she's done is fine, but the idea that this character specifically needs the permission of someone else to use her powers is
Yeah, it's-
absurd.
No, it's
That's
not. She's on a government
absurd.
facility. She's not on some random planet.
Yeah,
But,
but
like,
she's there of her own
every-
volition, and she was asked to help.
Yeah, under the auspices of.
What
Et
if
cetera, et
I
cetera.
told you that it would be less annoying if they just said, "Oh, all your stuff got taken away. Oh, Ridley took all your shit. Oh
Eh.
no."
I think it's the same. It's the
Anyway.
reason for it's the progression.
At least this game looks like it plays mostly okay.
It plays mostly fine. There's some awkwardness in the switching between first and third person, but it moves well enough. It's better
think
than
that'll-
Ninja Gaiden 3, raves twitch.tv/.
Okay, speaking of Ninja Gaiden, that new Ninja Gaiden looks cool.
Yeah, from the
Yeah.
Blasphemous people.
Wait, there's a new Ninja
Yeah.
Gaiden?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
Side scroller.
full game that's
Oh,
more
okay.
evocative of the NES games.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Are you
cool.
playing the guy from Strider in it though?
No, you're just playing as Ryu Hayabusa.
Yeah,
Doesn't
Ryu.
look like Ryu.
But well, it's his.
It's Ryu
it's
from
his
the
old
NES
outfit.
game, which is its own canon
Oh.
compared to the.
It's
the
his
guy-
outfit from the NES game. It's
Okay,
not
that's
the-
why I was like, is this the dude from
he's
Strider?
not wearing the black outfit. 'Cause
Raiden, we've already had me talk about the three different
yes,
timelines.
remember
and the-
in Ninja Gaiden Black, he starts out wearing his traditional outfit, and then he gets the shit kicked out of him by the Ghost Samurai, and that's when he switches to his black outfit.
And when does he become a bad stepdad?
In Ninja Gaiden 3,
Right.
one of the
Your
speaking
favorite
of
game.
speaking of Team Ninja games that didn't need storytelling. Ninja Gaiden 3. A video game that dares ask, what if there were a bunch of cutscenes that all said the exact same thing over and over again for 30 hours?
I've played games like that before.
I've played enough JRPGs, I understand. But yeah, I'm looking forward to a new Onimusha in 5 years. I'm looking forward to
Oh, right, I brought up a list of those things. There's only a few I wanted to mention.
I'm
I
looking
think Dispatch looks... I'm excited for... I hope Dispatch is what it should be.
I think my general feeling is that like workplace comedy but X is about 15 years too late. But
Well, no, just the Telltale thing.
Well, we
By
want
the
to talk
Telltale
about
people.
things that feel like they're like X number of years too late. Let's talk about that fucking Game of Thrones game.
oh yeah, that thing is 10 years too late.
Oh, that's really far down on this list.
Yeah, they're making a new
That
new-
game right after the Squid Game.
Speaking of
Game.
things that too little too late, doing a Fall Guys but Squid Game.
And after there are now
After multiple Squid Game knockoffs like Crab
Okay,
Game.
but how about a game that's like almost 20 years too late? A sequel to Okami.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but,
that
but
was-
Kamiya's back
Huh?
at Capcom. That's the actual thing.
Ah.
Yeah, I don't know if
I think
hey,
that's
money heals all wounds, because the last time Kamiya
also
talked about Capcom,
Keiji Inafune isn't there anymore.
even then, the last time Kamiya talked about Capcom, it sounded like he still hated practically everyone there. But hey, money.
Hey, money, and also guess what?
It sounds like Platinum Games is
Platinum
going
made-
through a time.
It turns out maybe all of that what was it, NetEase or Tencent cash?
Well,
was-
yeah, at least they got to finish the Bayonetta trilogy.
Yeah. We don't need to talk about how they ruined Bayonetta by making her straight, because I still like that game. But it is fundamentally very funny to me.
That people are upset by that?
No, not that people are upset by that. That you took this character who was beloved by queer audiences and is definitely a little bit queer-coded, and just said, no, actually she ends up with the fucking goofus comic relief idiot.
See, that's a problem. That guy sucks.
He does.
Yep. But I like
He sure
Viola.
does.
I like Viola. I like that she's a try-hard loser.
Yeah, you guys already, I'm sure, talked about a bunch of this stuff, but the only thing I'm actually curious about is anybody's thoughts on that new Witcher game.
Sure.
We have not talked about that game because Borg was here, and obviously Borg doesn't like talking about CRPGs.
Okay,
think
so
that
my
Siri
only question
RPGs.
is, why do you think it's Siri now? Because they made a big deal about how it was going to be like a new Witcher from a new guild. Do you
Yeah.
think that Cyberpunk is the reason that they said, "Oh, no, it's see see here's the person you remember."
I mean, Siri technically trains under the school of the cat or whatever.
Well,
I mean,
which
she trained
highlights a
him, though.
point that
School of the
Justin
Cat?
brought up last time, which is Siri should not have all of Geralt's moves, and technically shouldn't she like be doing completely different
And
moves?
also, why does she
or-
have the cat eyes? Because I thought adults couldn't take the Witcher mutagens.
I'm just saying.
I was
My-
bummed by seeing it was her. I wanted a new perspective.
Yeah.
It's better. At least they're not doing Geralt again.
Well, I mean, I feel like this is a perfect opportunity for them to bring him in. Everybody's going to make an appearance.
Oh no, I mean,
they're
you hear
absolutely
Doug
gonna do that.
Cockle's
The whole
voice
gang's there.
in that trailer.
Oh, I didn't. Okay.
Yeah, he does the final narration at the
Yeah,
end,
no,
and it's his voice.
he's listen. Geralt's gonna be in that game in some capacity.
I don't want him to be though. I want him to be at that nice chateau back in fake France,
Yeah, well, too
living
bad.
it up. No, he's gonna die.
It would not
Just
surprise
like what's
me.
his face,
Like
the older
Vesemir.
one, Vesemir. Yeah.
I don't know. It's
I have I think it'll be okay.
I'm sure it'll be a good game. Just what could have been.
I it's not worth thinking about what could have been, in my opinion.
I think that it was just like if you're gonna have even if you're gonna have Siri, like I think that it seems like they may have thought, okay, we have to have someone that calls back to the old games
Yeah.
because this game's gonna play like the other ones, and it would have been interesting to either have a new perspective, or B, if you are gonna have Siri, she should be completely different than Geralt mechanically, but they don't want
She had
to
a short
do
range
that.
teleport in the.
Yeah,
when you
she's
play
supposed to
as
be
her.
like a teleporter person.
Yeah, she.
But she
now
only
she's-
does that little lightning fist at the end of the trailer.
Well, this is what they're gonna do. They're gonna have her play exactly like Geralt. It's just a
Yep.
different character model.
She's gonna
and
have
that
Quen,
sucks.
and she's gonna have whatever, and
Ard.
And that
Ard.
sucks.
Those are all words that I don't know what they mean, but sure.
They're the Witcher spells.
I thought they just drank potions and got weird, but sure.
They
Yeah,
do
is
that
they have
Geralt
magic.
basically gonna be Ghost Dad?
They're basically spell blades. Like they have basic quick spells that they can cast. Quen.
And then you have to do a lot of potion making.
yeah,
yeah.
so
Oils.
Phonics.
Let's oil up
It's
this
grindy.
blade.
I mean that whole like potion and tonic making mechanic is such a pain in the ass in the very
but
first
it's
Witcher
also
game.
like the thing that sets that game apart mechanically, because it ain't the combat.
No, because the combat's bad.
Because
God,
listen,
that first Witcher game
listen,
is-
I like the Witcher.
I
3
love
a
that first
lot.
Witcher combat. That first the first Witcher combat, which is basically just like PSO. I love it.
Because you just click on things in a rhythmic fashion.
Yep.
I never got good at the rhythm, so I did not like it.
Oh,
but
you
I
should have
still
played a
was
few
like,
hundred hours of PSO. Shame on you.
Instead I played a few
Okay.
like a dozen hours of PSO, and I'm good. I'm good. I had a good time.
Did they stop inserting anime music into the later episodes?
No,
Or did they keep doing
no,
that?
there was still anime music dropping.
All right. I'm glad.
Hell yeah, evil enemy dude. Oh no, Anthony, not Anthony. We have to save Anthony.
Oh no, it got Anthony.
God
Is, he
damn
is
it.
Anthony already on fire?
No,
Anthony's
I was
fine.
gonna eat Anthony. He's gonna drop Anthony in the lava. He's not Golem.
Oh, if only someone would allow me to use the grapple beam. But alas, my
Too
weak
bad.
and feminine form. Oh, thank you.
Oh,
Thank
you're
you,
too
Daddy.
powerful. That's why they have to chain you.
Not
Too late,
Anthony.
he's dead.
Yeah.
You failed to save Anthony, and now you have post-traumatic stress disorder.
Oh, that's actually a game over. You need to save Anthony.
Yeah, no, but yeah, you're absolutely right that the next Okami is going to be a fucking Breath of the Wild. Because,
How much do you think? Okay.
but how
do you
many
think the
times
drawing,
will
Do you
it
think the
almost
drawing mechanic
end?
is going to be in there?
I bet it will be.
What if you made Okami, but there's no drawing mechanic and it's just Breath of the Wild?
Then you just made the Breath of the Wild game, and then
Yeah.
I mean,
Point.
would it if? Hey, you know, the secret is that most Breath of the Wild likes aren't very good.
yeah. What was that
Like
one that
people like
Ubisoft made?
Genshin, but you know, Immortals Phoenix Rising didn't exactly.
Yeah, that's the one.
I should play that Zelda game that came out this year.
The Zelda one?
Yeah, people.
Princess Zelda?
Speaking of letting women do things. That,
What about the
shaking my
Princess
head.
Peach game?
that Zelda game?
What about the Princess Peach game?
From what I
The
understand,
Princess
it's
Peach
a
game doesn't
totally fine
seem
game.
like it is for children.
I would probably agree. It seems pretty simple. Doesn't seem all that complicated.
I wouldn't let kids play that game because, boy, if you have problems with
No, the new
other
one,
M.
the one that came out this year.
oh, okay.
Not the
Oh,
one
not
where
the
she
one with,
uses
like,
the
it's
power of her weak
Power of
feminine
her
emotions.
emotions.
Yeah, her inability to control her emotions.
Yeah, as women are wont to do.
Yeah. We're in agreement.
Yeah, etc. etc.
Is this better or worse than the slur conversation you guys were having earlier?
Well, the difference is that
Oh,
no women are
boy.
watching this stream.
That was ugly. Thanks, princess.
Oh, you
But
don't
up,
know
up,
that.
but
You
up,
brought
up.
out here too?
Called?
Why are you taking your helmet off? There's literally lava over there. The
I guess
residual
it was
heat
an
would still make you,
navigation booth near here, but
like,
when no one
awful.
showed,
Feel
I figured I'd
awful.
just take a look
No, it's
around.
fine. It's like Lost
That's when
Planet
I
3.
got jumped by those
It's
things
fine.
you just saw.
What was your unit directive?
You can't say it's
I'm
fine
tracking the
because
monster.
me and Braden are still
We're
playing
headed to the
Andromeda.
geothermal power plant to open
Yeah.
the magma
I didn't say you got this.
We
Oh,
got
God.
this.
power in this place. So
Oh god.
You guys got this.
We got this.
Oh fuck.
it seemed a little
No.
excessive
I
to send the whole
hate that I'm going to have to
to
play.
the commander.
I'm already like only like 3 or 4 hours left, so I literally do got this.
So
Yeah.
Samus,
Boy, the stuff with the alien race is miserable. Holy shit.
The cat.
Yeah.
Why? Why would...
Do the cat have this?
No.
No.
They're super fucking lame, rubbery garbage aliens that are just like that are also like weird religious zealots.
has arrived at the dragon.
Sure. Why wouldn't
I
they?
like religious zealots.
They're like, yeah, it's really good. They're like Z tier Covenant with a little bit of
But do they even do like funny voices? Do they go, you know,
no, they don't go bork.
filthy humans?
No, instead they're just like and yeah, with a little bit of eugenics for good measure.
Beyond our estimates, sir. Ian! Commander Malkovich, unit meltdown imminent. It's going to explode.
Oh no, not Ian. Who's Ian?
prepare to disengage the drive unit immediately.
But Ian's still inside. Adam, I can reach him. Give me the order, please.
Lock and secure the shielding doors now.
Adam, wait! There's still time. I can make it. Please let me go. I mean, that's Ian. That's your little brother out there.
We're out of time, sir.
Adam, please let me go. You have to trust me. Just
I don't
give me
trust
a
you.
chance.
Commence drive unit disposal immediately.
Oh, they did a butt
That's an
shot.
order.
Yeah.
Adam was right. If we had waited any longer, it would have meant the end of those we had come to rescue, and the end of us as well. I knew that, but
Adam was right.
I wrote the story to set up a scenario in which he was right.
At the very least, you wouldn't be standing here now.
I mean, yeah, you're allowed
That's
to do
what the
that. It's,
commander's
not,
most scared of.
it's kind of like, it's almost like the Jellicoe thing, except maybe not written as well,
Yeah.
like at all. But you know, whatever.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's because what is it? Chain of Command is one of the better TNG episodes.
I was childish.
Why is that picture just got flames behind it? Why would they do that?
Adam did, and yet all I could do was question.
I
his
just think
authority
this
and make
this
things more
storytelling is so
Hey, you were
fucking
just a pup then, and the commander knows.
hokey and bad, even if it wasn't
Look,
like
forget it. Sorry for hitting a nerve.
weirdly
You better get going
patronizing.
anyhow. Man, if something like that happened now,
Would you still have this complaint if Samus was a dude?
best just forget about it. I'm out.
No,
Wait, how would you even?
but how would that even?
How would that even
That's-
work?
If something like that
Like,
happened
how would you
again,
It would
infantilize
still suck.
male
The
character?
context would be
that they
different.
have hope and try for
Like
redemption.
part of the complaint is like this is Samus
who
is
I
often
am.
held up as like
A badass,
not well written, but like a stronger female, a good female character in video games.
which you know.
I mean, she
And-
still gets the job done. I'd say she is strong.
And
Yeah, she just
But-
needs the man to tell her.
But
what
no,
to
she
do.
needs to be perfect.
she's
Yeah,
she's
she's a
strong in
flawed
that-
female character.
she's
Thought you wanted
strong.
this.
She's strong in that very strong woman, extremely subservient to a man trope in anime. And
And this is a problem.
yes, it sucks.
Yeah, kind of.
Like, if it's established that this person doesn't really have a good sense of her own willpower, fine, but that's not this character.
That yeah.
I mean, could
will
even
say
make the
one thing,
argument though?
I
She
would
never
argue
says or
that-
does anything.
Yeah, like they don't really try to frame her as
She doesn't have a
in any
character
of the other
before
games. Aside from
Okay.
the one GBA game where they kind of do.
That's I don't like the argument that she doesn't have a character before this, because no, she doesn't say much of anything, but she very
So
much
it's just what you
does
imprinted
things.
upon her. So why is what you imprinted
Okay, it's not
upon her
imprinting.
more
I feel like that's a bit of a
Can I
leap.
relevant
finish
than
what I'm-
mine?
Let me finish what I'm saying.
Go
'Cause
ahead.
I'm not saying you can't have your own view. I'm just saying from my point of view, this character is made up of more than just words. It's also made up of actions, and this character's actions in the past do not paint her as someone without a will of her own or lacking a will of her own.
Never
or
said
anything
that
like
she did.
But this game paints her as someone who just drops any sense of agency in favor of whatever Adam says.
He's not
Or
even
any-
her boss anymore.
Yeah, or any form of like her own
I
independence.
mean, isn't that the
as a
point though? Is
person.
that she's quote unquote suddenly back under military
Yeah,
stricture
but-
and kind of
Okay.
falls back.
But she
Okay, no,
doesn't strike.
Justin, I'm saying the
Go ahead.
difference is when I say the thing I say, you guys all get very quiet, like I'm saying something sexist, and whereas I'm just making
No.
some mild jokes.
No.
When you guys bring up yours, I'm like, okay, yeah, sure.
You said that earlier. You said that for real, you thought you were okay with the way this game took things.
Yeah, because I am, but we also don't see it in the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can honestly see it like it. I can see it kind of like whatever, you know. It's there are parts of it that seem really dumb, and parts of it that I feel like they could have written better.
Yeah, no, the thing is, if the writing in this game was better, I might be more willing to
Yeah, the writing could definitely be better.
accept your, like, I think that's what they're going for.
I would also have significantly
I don't think they nail it.
I'd also have
I
significantly
don't
less of a
think they nail
problem
it.
if this was a prequel, because like, or like, let's build up Samus's character.
Yeah, but then you can say the baby so many times.
The baby.
Yeah, then
That
you can
makes
be
it
like,
better.
you know, she's got a problem with willpower and such. But I don't know.
I mean, how many times has she said the baby? She's clearly got some sort of problem.
Well, the
enough.
baby count is up to 10.
She's got baby fever, clearly.
Oh no.
Okay, so people think
The
Ian
dark-
is the
the
guy in
dark
the
time.
MP4 teaser. Okay. I look forward to playing Metroid Prime 4 on the Switch too. next year.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely real, and going to happen next year.
Didn't they make a new trailer for it or something?
Yes.
There was a trailer for it at Naughty 3.
Like, you may talk about yesterday's thing, or
No.
No,
Metroid
no,
Prime 4.
that was in Nintendo
Yeah.
Direct's thing.
yeah, I saw that one. I was thinking you were saying they made a trailer for the Game
Nah,
Awards.
because like to be very honest, Nintendo doesn't show up to the Game Awards unless Zelda, a mainline Zelda game, or one of their internal studios gets nominated for something.
Yeah.
Like that was
Nintendo
the only
doesn't
time they
show
even
stuff.
showed.
Because they don't need to. Because
But if there's like one, like I feel very conflicted about that whole Game Awards thing because like it's maybe one of the best one of those that Jeff has ever done.
yes.
That is not to say that it's great.
No.
Or
It's still too fucking long and not
Very
worth
much an
one's time.
advertisement.
Unless you're doing a silly stream for hashtag content and also playing Total War Warhammer at the same time.
Yeah, and like Jeff really wants to communicate the fact that he really likes artists and the creators, and then he allowed a game with AI fucking bullshit in the art for one of their trailers.
What?
That was cool.
That
Which
fucking
game?
no,
the,
that
the,
fucking
the
well,
cat game.
Yeah, the cat game. No, Pal World is I fully believe that real humans ripped off Pokemon designs for Pal World.
Is this Catless or the Yu Suzuki game?
The catless
Cat
game.
Lane.
There was a Yu Suzuki game?
Yeah,
Oh,
for
the
phones. So it's not real. Phones aren't real. I'm
I don't
just-
know.
Neither is Yu Suzuki.
I'm going back to the 2006 stance on mobile games, which is phones aren't real.
No, they're not.
And I don't know,
Does,
man.
My phone's not ringing right now, so therefore it's not real.
Yeah, real quick question. Does Jeff Keighley have complete control over what gets shown in that?
Yeah.
He has the
Probably
last
not.
word.
Probably.
It is his show.
Well, by complete control, like, there's obviously certain things where he has to take it because they're offering him this much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also just feel like similarly about the that guy who got the Game Changer Award thing. Like I'm happy that you did something to help people out.
That you highlighted this guy who was doing a genuinely good thing. But Jeff, what if
However-
you used your resources to help people find jobs.
However, not only that, it's like Twilight Zone-esque as a whole, when, the best that Jeff could do for an Industry Hero Award was someone that's helping to find work in the same abusive system that apparently everyone hates because it's still shitty. Which, sure, good for them, but, you could have also given that award to, people who have unionized or, like, unions or, I don't know.
Jeff Keighley would never.
Are there any actual, like, successful...
Yeah, like ZeniMax
Yeah.
Online just
Who
unionized.
was it? Somebody
A
unionized
lot
recently.
of Raven Software has unionized.
Oh, maybe they'll make something other than Call of Duty maps
No,
now.
No, I think they're still stuck in the Call of Duty.
No,
ones.
they will make
I-
Warzone.
I also just desperately need Jeff to cut the fake crying leading into a game trailer shit, because, like, get the fuck out of here with that. It's driving me crazy. Please stop.
So you get for actually watching it, not just looking at the trailers afterwards.
Yeah, but also Statler and Waldorf made some good jokes that made me
Oh,
laugh.
I forgot. Yeah, that would have been good.
No, like, it really does seem like whoever wrote the jokes for those two,
Knew what they were doing.
like, maybe Jeff did not fully know what was written, because some of those burns are, like, very...
He's like, they're like deliberately making fun of the fact. So, hey, Jeff,
oh,
there, do
Hideo
you have a
Kojima's
spine?
here! Oh, yeah! Jeff thinks because he's friends with Jeff! He's like, does Kojima know that? Oh! And that made me laugh.
Yeah, that Kojima
That's pretty
joke was
good.
actually good.
I love that Jeff loves the Muppets. It's the one human thing about him.
And also,
the other thing that was I would have missed if I just watched the trailers. Harrison Ford being very
Harrison
drunk on stage.
Drunk
yeah,
and
that was
high.
loaded. He was so fucking
Like,
loaded. He was
might
great.
have gotten some stuff from Snoop Dogg in the back room or something.
On a
God, he
scale
was
of,
so
of
good.
well, I guess I don't have another one, but like, how was it compared to when Kojima
Michael
showed up?
Madsen showed up.
No, he was.
No,
He was.
Pacino.
You know,
Pacino was fucking wasted. More.
More. He
Wow,
was more.
yeah, good for you, Ford.
Harrison
was
Ford
more-
and the ability to not give a fuck.
He literally couldn't finish his script.
He's
at
like,
multiple
wow,
times.
look at this guy.
Wow. Who the
He's
fuck are
pretty,
you?
He's pretty good at doing the voice, I think. Tell him about the Great Circle.
That's great.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
surprised you remember the name of the game.
Yeah. Because the teleprompter told him.
I'm surprised he was sober enough to read the teleprompter.
It makes me so happy that Harrison Ford just does not give a fuck. He'll take your money. He'll show up. It's like his appearance in, Rise of Skywalker.
Or the Christmas special.
Or the
which I
Christmas
finally
special.
watched.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's almost like...
He did Blade Runner, he did Rise of Skywalker, and he did Indiana Jones. What else has he done over the past decade?
He's in Marvel now.
Oh, shit.
He's
Right.
he's
Does he get a fucking
he's in that new Captain
know
America
yet.
movie
He's gonna
because
be
they
a Hulk.
recast what is it, Sam Elliott, because Sam Elliott
No, Hurt.
or William Hurt?
William Hurt?
No,
Yes,
it's Sam
William.
Elliott, Mustache Man.
No, it's the general. He's playing the general, right?
Yeah,
No.
That was William Hurt.
in
not Sam
the
Elliott.
Ed Norton movie.
No, that guy played that character for a long time.
Was it William Hurt? I thought it was Sam Elliott. It was Mustache Man.
I don't even know.
Let's look up William Hurt's filmography.
Yeah, he's replacing William Hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, William Hurt was in Avengers Endgame as Secretary of State Thaddeus Ross.
I don't think Sam Elliott's in Marvel. Somehow.
Okay, you're right. I mixed him up.
Why isn't he?
He
Because
seems like someone who would have been given a Marvel check
fuck
at some
me.
point to just.
That's right.
like, be
Sam
a
Elliott was
character.
Thunderbolt Ross in the Ang Lee Hulk movie.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah,
I forgot that existed.
I wonder has Marvel has Deadpool made fun of the Ang Lee Hulk movie? That seems like something that they would make a meta joke
Probably.
at some point about.
I was going to finally watch Deadpool and Wolverine this evening, but I came home and went to sleep instead.
Nice.
I was going to do something that I wanted to do, but instead I
You did this?
You played
I mean,
Metroid
I
Other
here's
M?
the thing. I'm not actually having a bad time. Like, I think this game moves well, and I
Yep.
think it does
It's
not
pretty short.
is not overstaying its welcome. Like,
Yeah, just don't go over 100%.
yeah,
I like
oh,
this
no,
game, and
fuck
even
no.
I would say don't ever do that. It's not worth it.
I don't like this game enough to do 100%.
This looks like a decent time though. Like,
But yeah, like I don't know, like I understand why this game has the reputation it does, given every time a cutscene happens, I want to die.
Oh.
But
the playing is good.
the part where you play it, it's like, oh yeah, no, it's Team Ninja applying their sensibilities to a Metroid game, and
But they have
it's
to do
not
another
as
one of these.
open or exploration focused, but the spirit is there, and I can understand why people might be mad that it's not like that we got this instead of a real Metroid game or whatever, but also
What
I
if
live
they
in a
got to do
timeline
another
where
one of these?
Metroid Dread exists.
What if we had to do another one of these, but they didn't have to use the Wiimote?
That'd be
Yeah,
nice.
because they'd have to use the Wii U gamepad.
Oh.
And it'd be like Zombie U. Or Star
Okay.
Fox Zero. Beloved video game Star Fox Zero.
Yeah, but Zombie U was generally considered fairly
Yeah.
innovative, wasn't
So
it?
actually, the thing about Zombie U is, yeah.
But also, they
Is that
ripped
the
off
Wii tablet stuff was actually good, and then isn't in the PC version?
Yeah,
No,
like,
they
it
ripped off
turns
the-
out
Yeah.
that, like, the tablet shit is what makes that game. Because
Playing on the hardcore mode is also really cool.
because
'Cause otherwise you
when
can
they
just die and
ported
it
that
doesn't
game
matter.
to PS4 and Xbox, it loses a lot of oh, I see, I have to move
You have
this
to move
crane.
this thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I also wonder how that game would have been like if they had done the weird original UFO alien thing. that originally launched as, or was going to launch
No,
as.
it wasn't zombies.
Oh yeah,
No,
no.
they were gonna do, like,
there's
a weird
pre-release footage of that
1950s.
game back when it was like an alien invasion thing,
Oh, that would have been cool. Aliens invade London. That'd be neat.
and it seemed a little goofier and
Yeah, it was kind of like that destroy all humans sort of tone, but not as comedic, but still going for that 60s, 70s era of sci-fi alien invasion movie.
I do like that game. That's another game with a ton of padding, though. Because at some point they just go like, hey, you need to look for all these ciphers in the walls. You better
yeah,
go back to every area in the game.
yeah. It's a lot. It's got that launch game energy for sure.
Which is too bad, because if they didn't do that, it'd be like a really solid, like, 6 hours.
Yeah, Zombie. Yeah, probably the best Wii U launch game.
That bit where you're being assaulted by a horde of zombies in front of the Buckingham Palace, and you have like a mounted machine gun. It's really
I see.
good.
I gotta do a Shine Spark or something. Let's see. There we go. No, I gotta do that. But yeah, I don't hate this game. Like, I don't know what I was expecting, but like the actual playing of this game, I'm not having a bad time. And because I live in a timeline where there are good new 2D Metroid games.
Yeah, AM2R was real good.
Yeah. And then those Spanish people made Dread.
God,
And
what
I
a
still have
great
never
fucking
played
game.
Samus Returns.
That guy spent
me
like
too.
14 years making that.
Yep. And then he
And waited until he was done before he put it out. Didn't
I mean,
just
if
like
he put it out, if he had
document
put it
it.
out before he was done, I think Nintendo would have gotten rid of it.
Yeah, exactly. That's smart guy.
Yeah.
Um,
Also,
and,
he got a job at the Ori studio.
Wonderful.
Which
Yeah.
that studio's sure doing
Yeah,
well,
that's-
right, Braden?
Yeah, that studio sure does seem like it has a great culture
Oh,
with a
Yeah,
really cool
they-
CEO who seems like a really cool guy.
well, hopefully he was on board for the finishing of a project, so then he can put that on his
Yeah,
resume.
I believe he did work on the second Wario game. Like, he's
Great.
credited.
I think you can only go one way on this
I see.
thing.
So if I do it like this,
One way,
You
like
gotta make it go
Bayonetta's
all the way
sexuality,
around.
yeah,
as established in canon.
yeah, as established in canon,
What's the
Bayonetta
problem?
is not like just an omnisexual creature.
No, as established in
No,
the last game.
actually, she's straight and
and also
a
has
man-
terrible taste in men.
and has terrible taste in men. Doesn't even
Yeah.
end up with Jean.
If only.
Bayonetta's good. They
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's.
You got to keep moving it, Braden.
yeah.
I think you'll struggle to find arguments against that.
No, you're just gonna keep moving. You're just gonna turn the other way.
Yeah.
I'm getting frustrated watching you play this.
Fuck you, Dad. Fuck you. If you want someone to play games well, whose stream do you think you're watching?
Hey, you play
Well,
some
that's
games really
this-
well.
You're more competent than Nextlander.
I mean, thank you.
Not hard.
Yes, it's true. I sometimes read the tutorial prompts,
You have a memory longer than 10 seconds.
and listen, I love those guys. I have trouble watching their streams for a
Yes,
lot of
they
stuff.
have streamer rot.
Well, it's like a
They've
combination.
had that before. It was streamers though.
It's like game journalist brain. Like, I feel like Brad and Alex especially just have like weird Vietnam flashbacks from their times in the GameSpot mines.
Is it just like I need to I have to get away from this for a second? What am I doing?
Well, it's like I need to cover this. You know, I need to have a normal experience. And then, but also, listen, watching Brad Shoemaker play Fallout 1 is a
Yes, he
treat.
made the right choice in bringing in Finney for
Do they?
the end.
Do they spend? Do we know if they spend like a lot of time playing games off screen?
Vinny
Or-
does. End of sentence. And Brad's like, I should play. Oh, I should get back to that. Oh, I should really.
Brad's too busy.
Oh,
looking
they're
at
adding path tracing to
tech
Indiana
news.
Jones. That's so exciting. And then he's gonna like play that game for 10 minutes and to look at the path tracing.
He knows what he wants. Out of
Yeah,
life,
no.
guess. So good
I
for
mean,
him.
it's also funny because it sounds like he kind of does similar stuff on the Tech Pod, which I'm not gonna listen to because, fuck, man, no, you could not get me to pay attention to like
Tech
The
in
latest
general?
in
Tech
tech
fetishism.
and why I should be excited about
why I should be excited
piece
about
of X technology
Yeah,
having.
tell me about how AI
Having
is
more
localized
bizzles.
NAT server.
I had to explicitly ask Justin to tell me what graphics card to buy. Because I can't be bothered.
Did you get it? Plugged
Yeah, I
in and
bought it.
everything?
No, it's not arriving until January.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, you bought something new?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm making an improvement to my
Yeah,
machine.
almost
seems
Why
there
it's
might
still
be a
With a
tariffs.
dumb video game.
There might
Even
be.
I don't.
Yeah.
Even I don't like keep up, like super keep up with tech.
That's perfect for me.
Yeah,
the,
but
the B580 seems cool, I guess.
it was funny because
Yeah.
like both Will and Brad
Words.
did an episode on like smart car shit, and Brad was like super amazed by like basic functionality that's been in cars for 20 years because he hasn't driven a car in 20 years.
Sounds about right.
God, what's Brian Cooley doing these days?
You know what's
Is he
weird? It's
still
like I
reviewing
miss
cars?
my old fucking truck that didn't have any of this dumb smart electronic bullshit in it.
Jesus.
You could probably fix it though yourself.
Yeah, I could.
Yeah,
I did oil
no.
changes on it all the time. It was nice. Oh well, that thing's in the Midwest somewhere.
Yeah, it looks
I-
like Brian Cooley's the one.
I mean,
Yeah.
there are like people out there who specifically seek out older cars that use off-the-shelf parts
Yeah,
because you can actually work on them.
yeah.
Yeah,
they're-
I also ran into like a very shitty experience with Ford specifically. How it's like, oh yeah, you know,
yeah. Found
this
on
car
Red Dead.
randomly turns off. Well, I mean, it would randomly turn off while driving.
Yeah.
Which
That
is
sounds like a bad thing.
That sounds like a problem. Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
don't.
it is.
Don't.
And when I brought it to I kept bringing it to the dealership and saying, hey, it randomly turns off while driving. And they would keep saying, oh yeah, you know, we fixed it. But I finally figured this out eventually, where one day I brought it to them. And, because this happened multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
And within 30 minutes of me giving it to them, they called me saying, oh yeah, your car's fixed. And I said, what do you mean the car's fixed? What did you do? It's like, well, I don't know. We drove it around for like 20 minutes and nothing bad happened. So it's like, guys, it happens randomly. You need to actually
So,
look into what's going on here.
As someone who troubleshoots things, problems that happen randomly are the worst.
Yep.
Yes, but if someone
You-
tells
you-
you that it randomly turns off, like maybe once or twice a week, when I'm driving, and I'm driving all the time, that means you need to start looking at it, like everywhere.
I know, but like, I have to have it happen to me to understand what's going on.
Well,
It's hard to explain. I'm
They've
sorry.
essentially, they told me they fixed it at least 3 times until one day it turned off onto the highway and I plowed into someone.
Oh
So,
fuck.
Yeah.
as you lose power brakes, you lose power steering. Good luck.
And this is why I have a dash cam.
This is why I.
This is why I work
I
on
didn't need a
computers.
dash
'cause
cam.
they
The
don't run into
diagnostics
people.
told them that the car turned off mid fucking
This
drive.
is why
so-
sometimes I still have nightmares about the one time I got into a car crash.
It's not a fun experience, you know, especially when it's something you can't control or.
I mean,
or
it
someone
was
else
my
hits you,
fucking
it's-
fault because I turned onto a one-way lane, but also, listen, there was a whole thing involving the people who the people who crashed into me. For some reason, sure did need a lot of visits to the chiropractor. Weird.
Oh yeah, let me tell you. Even more recently, a lady had basically plowed into my passenger
You got a
side door.
shine spark.
Yeah. Yep. I got a shine spark.
Just straight up, like tried to change lanes, crashed into me, and then crashed into the person ahead of her because she realized she just hit someone. So she hits 2 people. Like 4 months later, I get a note in the mail saying that she's suing me for apparently fucking. She's like all broken up inside. It's like, well, no, she wasn't. Like, I have tons of pictures of her just walking around yelling at me, saying, "What did like? blaming me for the accident. It's like, lady, you clearly hit me. Like, for fuck's sakes. Like, this is clear as day.
Yep, it's good.
Also, she did this real dumb thing, which she apologized to me in text form later that night. So it's
Oh.
like, yeah, congratulations, you admitted guilt. Fuck off.
Yep. It's good. The system works as intended.
Yeah.
Oh, Blackwell was a Tom with an H. That's a good reveal. Also the murder stuff.
Yeah. Also, he's a war criminal.
But Tom with an H.
Yeah. Yeah. Blackwall was a war criminal. He
that's
did
fine.
war crimes. He killed a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Inquisition's gotta get shit done. I need doers, problem solver. I sided with the Templars.
Yeah, I mean, listen. I think it's more a failure of Dragon Age's world building that I am so fucking done with the Mage Templar conflict.
Oh, I'm gonna keep it going forever.
Just extend
Vivienne
it for...
is gonna be the new saint.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's
And she
very
wants,
funny
she wants
that...
the status quo.
See, Vivian's
just
great
think it's
because
very
she's
funny.
like. And
It worked out for me with all
yeah,
of
it
my
worked out
rich
for me,
connections.
so clearly there's no oppression.
So Cassandra seems like she's probably the best option, but my character likes her and sees her as an out to get the fuck out of this when it's all done. So I was like, yeah, you shouldn't be it.
And then
We
you
should
can
get the
also
fuck
have
out of this shit.
Leliana be the new divine.
No, she's a fucking mess.
She got visions from the Maker.
She's always been crazy, but now she's like also like, nothing's real, it's all a game. People are tools. And you're like, Jesus.
And you're like, oh, the
It all went bad for you after that
Orlesian
game,
spycraft.
Isn't her character fairly inconsistent? I haven't played those games in a long time.
So, not really.
It's pretty consistent. It's just she has a negative character arc, which is neat.
Basically, so she
loses
was,
faith
a
in humanity.
spy or whatever. Like she was a social climber for Orlesian politics, and then she got betrayed and decided to fuck all of this. I'm gonna go into
Join the convent.
Yeah, join the sisterhood. And
then she helps you save the
And
world.
then she helps the warden save Ferelden, and it's like, actually, what if I got back into the game, but for the church?
Yeah, so she basically gets worse than the person who betrayed her in the first
Yeah,
place.
so, and then she's like, yeah, but she's doing it for Jesus.
That makes it all better, right?
Yeah.
No, she sucks.
She's doing espionage for Jesus, and, covert assassinations, and so on and so forth.
And she spies on her friends and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't talk about that part.
But it is an arc. It is consistent with where her character ends up.
Yeah.
In Origins and so on and so forth.
All right. I just wish I didn't have to play through 100 hours of Craft.
Yeah, just don't play any of those games. It's fine.
Yeah.
Play Inquisition.
No, just don't play any Dragon Age unless you've already played one before. Then play them.
Yeah, then play them again and be like, oh God, what did I do? And then
I enjoyed my time with Origins.
That pandemic replay of Origins broke my heart.
Don't.
But I never finished that game in the first place.
That's because it's too fucking long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like bloated as shit.
God,
the Deep Roads is
that the final act of Origins is a disaster.
Hey, the Landsmeet thing where you are trying to political your way into getting Alistair to be king, or you compromise and you force him and Honora to marry each other.
That's what I did.
It's great.
I think it's very funny that when you go to kill Logain, you can have somebody else do it. So
Did you bone Morrigan?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay.
My wife. I've met my son now. My weird, creepy son.
Yeah.
Your weird,
who was
creepy,
played
double
by
possessed
Claudia
son.
Black's actual son.
Yeah. Her actual son.
God.
Yeah, she
Great.
convinced them that the only way this role makes sense is if it's my actual son.
You know what? He does a good job. He seems exactly like what I thought that character would be, knowing he has an evil god in him.
Yeah.
He's a weird, creepy little boy.
Yeah, although the weird, awkward part is, even if you decide not to sleep with Morrigan,
She still has
a
that
kid,
child. Yeah.
which means
Yeah,
she just
sure.
has a normal kid who's a weird, creepy child.
Yeah.
And that
No
also makes
devil in
sense
his
considering
body.
that he's spent like his entire childhood in a weird in-between space.
I thought it was
Outside
I thought
of
it was
space and time.
always, Yeah, I thought it was always if you don't do the deed, Alistair does.
No, she
Or
will leave
Logan
you if you
can.
do not.
Which is a real bummer for the final part of that game if you don't have Morgan.
You don't need
Choose-
Morrigan
Yeah.
if you have Win, but also if you have 2 mages, you trivialize the video game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I just said win kill Logan, which I thought was very funny. That the greatest commander in Imperial history is being killed by an old woman who's just
Killing
freezing
by
and running away.
healing grandma who is
No wonder that
already
people
dead.
don't like the mages.
TM.
Turns out they're
Yeah.
broken as fuck.
It's great. Got beaten up by an old lady.
Yeah. Yeah. I just think Dragon Age Origins, like on a systems level, is a
Well,
lot
I mean,
more flawed.
it made sense at the
It
time.
made sense. Like that's what I have to keep coming back to. Is like in 2009, the only other games that were doing that were fucking Drakensang and
Speaking of which, I
Never.
have that installed. I'm playing it after this.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I played more than that than you. I don't
Larian was
hate it.
still making weirdo games.
Yeah, Larian put out Divinity 2. And,
Yeah, Divinity 2's bad though.
Yeah, and Neverwinter Nights 2 was out. Are we seeing a
Storm
pattern
of
here for
Zahir was
buying?
09, so that's the one where they had no money. Matt Rory's Neverwinter Nights 2, Storm of Zahir.
Storm of the Zahir also was like apparently Wizards telling them, "No, we need this game to play exactly like this." And it's like, this sounds awful. Why did we have to do this again? You're gonna do this.
And also, yeah, it sounded like, hey, this was the we didn't have a budget one.
Having a budget is overrated.
Which is why like half of the voice acting in that game was done by Obsidian employees.
Anyway, the point is, Dragon Age Origins was the best of a not great lot.
Yeah.
I
I don't know. Dragon
I still like Awakening.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Dragon. I
Awakening
count
is
Awakening.
more or less just an extension of Origins.
It is.
Yeah.
It's an expansion. It's Throne of Ball.
Yeah, and as you know,
Yeah, as you
I
know,
like
the
me
only
Throne of Ball.
person on the planet who thinks Throne of Ball is better than Shadows of Am, because you are damaged inside and love endless fights against trash mobs.
I like Throne of Ball a lot.
Throne of Ball is really fucking good.
It's like I like Baldur's Gate 2 a lot, but combat-wise, that game depends a little bit too much on stripping out
On
mage
fun
protections.
little mage fights.
Thrones of Ball
Yeah.
actually having some grit to the
Throne of-
combat where you actually
Throne
need
of-
to think things through.
I
is
mean, not
actually
really. You
kinda
just need to
good.
use different cheese tactics.
Yeah, it's a different set of cheese tactics, and I think I enjoyed the cheese tactics in Throne of Ball.
Like
more than
all
I
of
enjoyed
those
the
epic
cheese
level
tactics in
abilities you
Baldur's Gate
get
2.
are busted.
Yeah, but the enemies you're fighting are equally as busted.
Yeah.
Also, the story in Throne of Ball is actually really good.
You just. Yeah.
Here's the thing. I'm Throne of Ball feels to me like somebody had an idea for a full-fledged Baldur's Gate 3, and then Interplay did not have enough money to do a full-fledged Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah,
down
because
to
they didn't.
They didn't.
They
So-
didn't.
BG2
I mean,
expansion.
you can, David Gator literally made a mod for that game that is kind of closer to what he originally envisioned it to be.
Are you talking about like the Ascension mod?
Yeah, the
or-
Ascension mod.
Yeah, which probably not gonna play. I don't really need Baldur's Gate
No.
2 to be harder.
I'm not gonna. At some point, I will probably replay Baldur's Gate 2 because
You need that baby.
I need to
need- you
date
need to have a
the
baby with
fucking
Aerie.
doe-eyed elf
God,
girl.
I hate Ares so much. I hate her so
It's
much.
like, oh, this is such a wonderful adventure.
Except I hate being on the ground
God.
with all of you, but if you gross,
Oh,
underdeveloped
if
people.
I miss my wings. Faster than
sucks so
Shatika
much
Fast
shit.
Paws.
You gotta have the weird passive-aggressive racist.
Yeah, you gotta have the weird doe-eyed.
No, just get Vaconia.
Or yeah, just have Viconia because.
I never even managed to convince her to be good either, so she's just a piece of shit to me the entire game. I'm just like,
well,
yes.
I have great news. That's canon.
Great. Why don't you spoil Baldur's Gate 3?
I didn't say anything about that.
He's
you know,
already,
it's in
he's
the
already told me
novels
that
and
before,
shit.
it's fine.
Oh. Listen, there's some other things about Baldur's Gate 3 that's nothing.
I mean, listen, some of the characterization of the Wizards of the Coast canon for how some of those characters ended up, you know, maybe let's say not beloved by fans, and
they have a canon character for the
Adrian Abdel. Yeah.
Abdel Adrian. Also, people don't like that.
Yeah.
But also, Abdel Adrian, I don't think they don't ever use his name in BG3, do they?
No.
They kind of just leave it open-ended, like, but certainly.
Isming's just like, oh yeah, the person I worked with.
Jaheira's like, I've been on many adventures, and let me tell you, they've all been quite strange.
I've definitely not fucked my godson before.
Oh no, she
Weird
says like, you know, I've had a lot of, when I was younger, I used to have a lot of entanglements. Some of them romantic, maybe even with gods. Who can say? Like she leaves it ambiguous. I actually really like how they portray
Jaheira is the best thing they did with like the legacy original games content is Jaheira.
Yeah,
like everything to do with that character checks out and is great.
And what they do with her character and like
just fucking sassy, snarky.
Yeah, and she's like kind of she's still like full of shit. She's older. She's like, you fucking kids, I'm here to help.
Crap before. I used to be a level 20 and I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Damn it, why do I have to fucking deal with your bullshit?
Yeah, she's like, oh god, you fucking kids.
She's still presented as very powerful for the record, but because video game, she comes in at like
get her at level
7.
6. Yeah.
I like the idea that, like, she's just been sitting on her ass for like 50 years. You lose levels.
Canonically, she is not, but she is like 170 years old. Yeah, she's
that's pretty old.
Yeah.
For a half elf, sure.
Yeah,
that's old.
She's like, you whippersnappers.
I mean, if you want.
It definitely makes me more sense to keep her as a pure druid at this point.
Yeah.
I tried to make her a fighter druid. It didn't work out.
Yeah, you can't. Unfortunately, 5e multiclassing doesn't like that.
Can I just say what I think is my favorite? Oh, you whippersnappers moment.
Yeah,
so the Act 2 appearance of Elminster. Man, the person that they nailed that character so well in that game because.
He's just like, yeah, listen here, you dumb kids.
I'm invincible, bitch.
I have a message from God. Gale, you stupid fuck up.
Anyway, Relkin, I know you didn't like DOS 2. I still think you should just play BG3 at some point soon. Also, they focus so much less on the elemental stuff.
Well, what's this thing? What could it be? Some sort of...
Yeah, he really does just show up in your camps like, hey, here's a message. It's from God.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'd love to keep talking about BG3, but I
go to bed.
I don't want to spoil. Oh. No, I don't want to go to bed. It's Friday, and I'm full of coffee, and I took a 3-hour nap. So I'm not going to sleep anytime soon.
Baldur's Gate 3 is good.
Very good.
I think I just managed to avoid a big spoiler. As soon as Chris said the Act 2 reveal, I managed to deafen myself.
Okay.
Oh, great.
Cool.
I'm glad. So I'm trying to get them to stop talking about the plot. I'd love to keep talking about it.
I just imagine you doing that thing with that gif of the laptop where the person just shoves the laptop against the wall.
Yeah, for as much as that game is like, oh, we're here.
So, would you still say that Divinity Original Sin 2 is a better game?
I mean, for my sicko purposes, maybe. I think the armor system in DOS 2 is like irritating.
Yeah. I agree.
the fiddling of your
Yes,
inventory is
and-
also less.
I don't know. I
Say
felt like there was
intuitive.
just as much inventory fiddling in Baldur's Gate 2. I mean, Divinity Original Sin 2 and Baldur's Gate 3, it's about equal.
Yeah, but Divinity, you basically have to constantly be updating your armor so that you don't get focus, because like the AI will focus you down.
Yeah.
And
So, if there's one area where I like BG3 more than Dust 2 gameplay-wise, it's set loot instead of randomized. It's the same loot pieces in Dust 2, but like they get random stats depending on your level when you find them,
yeah.
and that's I don't like that. That
Where
sucks.
is Ridley? Where is Ridley? Here I am.
It does mean that on replays, Baldur's Gate 3 is easier because you can just make a beeline for stuff.
Yeah,
Can you just shoot that guy?
No.
No, he's scanned
No, I've
him.
got to find Ridley.
Hmm.
He's somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
He's hiding.
Is Ridley an Xbox?
Yes,
Ridley's
this
an
is an
Xbox.
Xbox.
Happy Easter, Ridley.
The coward's Larian should have Xenobladed it and said he married everyone.
He had
Wait,
kids
it's
with
what-
all of them.
It's what on Xbox? BG3?
Yes.
Wait,
Oh,
Anthony,
Yes,
yeah.
finally.
leave this one
They
to
finally
me.
ported it there.
Don't waste your
Just they
plasma.
had to cut out the co-op from Series S. That's what took so long.
Yeah. Yeah, no local co-op on the Series S. Because it basically just wasn't running. Which,
It took like minutes for turns to end or something like that. And I don't know why a Series S would have problems calculating what a turn should do, but that was the issue.
Use your super missiles.
oh,
Too
finally,
busy
super
doing other
missiles.
things like I don't know, mining Microsoft Bitcoin or some shit.
Sure.
I don't fucking know what that thing does.
So Indiana Jones and the Great Circle runs at 60 FPS on a Series S, which is pretty amazing.
Looking at that Digital
Yeah, that's
Foundry
good.
video of it, that Series S port seems to be pretty good, other than the fact that you can clearly tell it's running at a lower resolution.
You're
but
telling me
Well, they're probably just
id-Tech.
using like the LSS and all that shit.
You're
Yeah,
telling-
we're telling you Machine Games' specific implementation of id-Tech 7 is very good, yes.
Yeah, you're telling me id-Tech is pretty well optimized.
I'm telling you id Software does some really good coding.
I'm very excited for that new Doom game.
Me too.
I'll play it.
This cutscene still makes me angry.
cutscene is so fucking dumb. I just think it's so.
I gotta
fucking
shoot missiles in his
stupid.
mouth.
You've done this before. Just do it again.
But instead, I have the vapors. Quack! 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 You're right. He's like the Beakman.
Oh, the Beakman.
Hey, just use your plasma razor.
Beakman!
Stupid.
Quack! Quack!
Hilarious. It's funny.
Broken, have you played Metroid Dread yet?
He doesn't have a Switch.
No.
I do.
Every time he opens his mouth, I just keep thinking of the Beakman noise.
Yeah.
It's really good because it's just like like it doesn't seem like really connects to the rest of his body. It's just like the jaws just opening, closing, snapping shut. It's really good.
I love the Beakman.
Man, you got no stop.
When the Beakmen show up,
You a lesson about subtle. Come on.
I
That
just-
face,
dude.
that feeling when the Beakman show up.
Yeah.
This dude also not shooting Ridley.
Well,
Oh,
apparently his gun's empty anyways.
oh.
He's fine.
I mean,
Did you just do a backflip?
he just did a backflip.
Oh
you
no,
couldn't
Anthony!
tell, though.
Yeah, he has multi-attack. He only has one reaction per round. And,
Yeah.
Oh, did Anthony just die?
Oh god.
Yeah.
No, he's fine.
I'm very excited to not have to play D&D.
How many more sessions of Icewind Dale do you reckon we have?
I'm gonna say probably at least 4 or 5.
Okay, cool.
Maybe a little bit longer.
Anyway, Relkin, I had a golem throw me into the air, and I sliced the Frost Maiden in half, and that was how I beat Frost Maiden.
Nice.
Yeah, anime happened
Uh-huh.
because I said, okay, I'll let you try and get thrown up in the air by the golem,
And then I rolled 220.
and then he rolled very well, and I said, welp. Yeah, hey Relkin, I don't know if perhaps you can identify with this, but I tried to set up a thing that would be a challenge for the player characters. And then, oddly enough, it was not a challenge for them.
So, in my Death Watch group, when we finished up our last thing with like this side game, my character one-shot the boss with the single attack. Basically, my librarian used his force sword. I managed to cut it. I did enough damage to actually do the force thing. I beat it by like 7 degrees of success. So I just got to roll 7d10 damage that ignores all mitigation, and proceeded to do like with the attack I did a total of like 74 damage, which just instantly killed
Yeah.
the boss of this whole adventure.
Braden had a very large, a rock? Very large
No,
flying
I'm
creature.
like, hey, now you have to fight 2 big monsters, and then Mike fucking cast
charmed
animal
it.
friendship on it, and I had to double check the definition of charmed, and
That's how it always goes, man. Like, you beat bosses easily, and then you get stuck trying to get through a door.
and then you almost die fighting 3 kobolds. Because
But that specific thing has happened so consistently since we started.
Back to that one priestess that you blinded,
yeah,
and she just proceeded to run to a wall.
There was one in DCC where we just surrounded. I don't know if it was a priestess or something. We
Yeah,
just
it's the
surrounded
same
her
one.
and
It's the
wailed on her.
priestess. Yeah.
yeah. The priestess of the reptile god.
And we just surrounded her and kicked her to death.
Yeah. It's good.
Anyway,
There was a
DCC.
boss fight in DCC we almost lost though. It was a harpy, and it put everybody but my rogue to sleep.
Yes, the harpy.
And I had to burn like a ton of my luck to kill it.
Yep. I felt.
So it almost goes bad.
there was another large fight where like 2 or 3 people were out of commission in.
Oh nope.
Yeah, he threw 3 humans at us at the entrance of the dungeon, and nearly killed everybody.
But there was another one where there was,
I
like,
see.
there
I
was
had
somebody
to-
was stuck in some mud or something, and somebody else was charmed.
I
It was
had
a
to
large
do
room.
first
There was a
person
flying
last
thing.
time. I see.
That's the harpy.
Okay. It was a couple years ago. I don't remember. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I remember everything.
Mm-hmm.
Came over.
Old school essentials.
You didn't save the baby.
Yeah.
That's
You need
right.
to save the baby.
Yeah, so that's the story of Dungeons and Dragons, is me going, God damn it. I thought this combat encounter would take way longer.
Unfortunately, when people start rolling crits, it's hard to fudge.
Oh
no, this thing actually had twice as many hit dice as you thought.
See, even when I
This is where you're
increase
gonna
the
put
hit
like
points,
second forms into play. Like, oh, now it transforms into its final form or something.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the 3rd form of that fight.
yeah. By the way,
What
the final
form?
Oril the Frost Maiden has 3 forms, and you have to defeat them all at once.
Oh, weird. She has a 4th form.
And a bunch of legendary actions. Anyway.
See, her name is actually Rhyme of the 4th Maiden.
Uh-huh.
That's
Rhyme
what
of
that
the 4th
means.
meal. She's a
Oh,
Taco
weird.
Bell.
Rhyme of the 5th Maiden, because you...
She's a Taco Bell god. as well as the
If
Frost
only.
God. That's just kind of how it works in the
Yeah, it's like a 2-for-1 deal, really.
That'd be really good.
Rime of the Fourth Mealin. Wizards of the Coast, call me.
I can't probably do a better job.
Hey, what I heard about that Vecna adventure,
Yeah, yep.
that closes out 5e.
Well, I told you the big plot.
Yeah, you
point,
told
which
me
I won't
that.
repeat
You told
here.
me like, and it just sounds like the most. I saw it and I clapped.
So fucking frustrating.
I don't.
Because yeah, essentially you're right. That's supposed to be like the end note.
It's
to
like, oh man, look at
5e.
and like, in the lore. In the lore, it is not like completely out of. But as like a cheap like meta, like, oh look, the fans loved that one. It's just the most like shameless. I look forward to playing both Matt Mercer and Matt Colville's new systems that they're working on, and then or not playing, reading the rule books and then
And then
playing
going, huh?
neither.
Yeah,
Yeah.
D12, huh?
See, I respect that Colville's very straight with being like, I'm making a, we're gonna make a heroic fantasy, high power, like combat focused adventure stuff.
Yeah.
Because
Hey, what if instead we just played Warhammer 2nd Edition?
see, on one hand, yes, on the other, no.
That's all I need.
No, we're listen. Let me talk about old school essentials.
No.
It's all the fun of AD&D and basic D&D, but written and organized by human
Anthony was
beings.
conscious as he hit bottom.
But yeah, but what
Unbearable
if
thoughts
you
welled up
started
in me,
off and you were a rat
making me
catcher,
want to get as far away as I
Okay.
could.
and then you upgraded
I
to being like
regretted
a charcoal
not
burner?
being
sewer
able to
jack.
protect him.
No, I mean that's a bit higher.
And
Yeah.
I regretted thinking, even
You get
for
there
a
eventually,
moment,
maybe.
Yeah.
that he would betray me. Or fail to come to my
Okay,
aid at the
so
expense
I know
his
of a way
own
to crush your
safety.
spirit even more, Braden.
Uh-huh.
What if,
Okay.
when we're done with our current campaign,
Mm-hmm.
we continue playing 5e, so that's already the first punch to your gut, right? And we only play the Magic the Gathering adventure modules.
Thankfully, I don't think there are any specific adventure modules for those Magic the Gathering setting books.
Chris just
But we
wants
have
to be one of those elephant men.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just like, I really love Ravnica. Which, definitely as a setting, like, doesn't fall apart if you spend too much time looking at it.
Or like one of the hippo men who have guns.
Oh no, that's Spelljammer. That's real.
Oh,
That's
I'm
real.
sorry, I
life.
got them mixed
Damn it.
up.
And then
All
we
right.
can talk about how bad 5e's
God
revival
damn
of
it.
Spelljammer was.
It's such a bummer. I don't know if I'm more disappointed with that or
Planescape.
the Planescape thing, because
They took two of the weirder settings in D&D and they blanded them the hell up.
to fit kind of like
They're like
basically the
fit the
milieu
5e
of
style
5e
guide.
in general, to where it's like more sanding off the rough edges,
Sanding off the
having
rough
an
edges.
easy
Oh,
start.
look at all these cool. Look at all these unique. Like, oh, look, whole types of characters. Basically, they got rid of the Cockney slang.
Yep.
In Planescape, and at that point,
Not only
what are
that,
you
but
doing?
they also got rid of like the harder elements of Planescape. Like Planescape would kick your ass,
And
both like
Planescape
not
was
just
also
the
like
video game.
rough and weird, right?
Yeah, like you're going to this alien world that will literally chew you up and spit you out if you don't know what you're doing.
And if you don't
Yeah.
have strong enough belief in what you are doing, because that's the other weird thing, right? Is like
and
belief determines reality.
right off the bat, like when you the recommended start is you enter a foreign world in a nearby town that's nice and peaceful. Oh goodness, it's got a
I'll say
tavern
this: the
for you to
adventure
pick up a
module
quest.
they actually include with Planescape is it seems fine based on what I've read. Hey, what if I told you that Mort the Skull, you wake up in the mortuary and he's there, and he's like, "Sorry, I'm waiting for
That's
someone
how I
else."
react.
Okay, that's funny though.
I don't know. It's a fucking.
No, I mean I really do like the bullshit. Like your characters are fucking multi-dimensional conduits, and you are basically split between 3 different versions of yourself. So it's their way, like as a way of being like, okay, now the players can do their own Planescape Torment with, blackjack and hookers.
Yeah.
I think it's fine. I just think the setting book is such a... They got rid of all of the cool stuff that Zeb Cook and Monty Cook made Planescape.
Like, it's not supposed to be easy to explore all of the planes in Planescape.
Like, Sigil... The impression of Sigil I get from all of that 2nd edition stuff...
Don't you mean Sigil?
Yeah, excuse me, Sigil.
Who the fuck says Sigil? Is
That-
this is not an official thing, is it?
It is
Yeah,
official.
it is.
Yeah,
This
it
is like a Drizzt thing. in that
it's a hard...
is
yes,
technically
it is a
one
hard
thing,
G.
but it's stupid.
Not that.
Yes, the thing about that city, the Cage, is that like it is a place of contradictions. It is a place where a lot of people are just trying to get by in spite of all of the crazy shit around them.
And are going crazy as a result of it.
Yeah.
Look at all these dustmen.
And that's why you join a faction. So
I
that
guess
you
I'd
have
be
a
curious to know,
philosophy to ground
like,
yourself in.
what modules they've made in that thing to see if elements
Just
of it
one.
could be salvaged, even if you...
Just one.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
or is it like a full campaign book?
It's a 1 to 12 adventure.
Yeah, okay. Like, I'm curious, like, what adventures in there could be salvaged to do something better with it.
Well, first off, what if I told you that you don't really go through the planes that much because
And what was he planning to do next?
you instead
Wasn't their whole thing was that you're supposed to go through the plains and like occasionally
Yeah, what
like
about
lose
what
your
if you
characters?
bummed around the Outlands instead?
So it's mostly like
So
that's the biggest.
you get to
like,
hang out in the
betrayal of it.
diet versions of all the planes.
And then
So,
your
yeah,
characters
you're in the
potentially change
Outlands more
race
than the
and
Outlands.
class.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I think there's some fun
get rid of
stuff you
that?
could do.
The problem is what you're asking is, like, the actual planes are actually not as well detailed as you would like in
Yes.
something that is called Planescape, because so much of the actual core rulebook that they made takes place in the Outlands
yeah,
and
it-
encourages you to not interact with the actual alternate planes.
Because
that are
and
in
also
that
it's like
environment.
because all of the stuff about the planes is detailed in the DMG, right? And so instead of adding on, because they probably had like limited book size,
No.
which I know is a problem because they then sell all of the stuff that got cut on the DMG on the Dungeon Masters Guild as like supplements. Which, hey, I don't necessarily like talking about book length, whatever, but yeah, I think they just get rid of all the grit and like a lot of the weirdness, because
Planescape is supposed to be weird.
and this Planescape book's like, no, there are dragons in Planescape, there are elves and shit, and it's like, yeah, I understand why, if you wanted to keep it with your current brand, you would try to unify it a little bit more, but I think one of the cool things about Planescape is that there aren't dragons, And the reason there aren't dragons is because dragons don't give a fuck about the plains.
Also, probably way more dangerous than hanging out in the prime material.
Yeah,
where most
no,
things are
like
weaker than
dragons
them.
want to amass treasure. And
They want their horde.
And, yeah. And they want to, maintain control.
Does
So-
Wizards have weird internal mandates about sci-fi in D&D?
I mean, there,
Not really.
there were laser pistols in...
Yeah, there's laser pistols.
And, yeah, there's some of that in
Spelljammers.
Spelljammer.
But again, like, Spelljammers is supposed to be a really weird fucking thing.
Yeah.
And it's a very vanilla
And
thing.
instead they just
I'm
made
just
it
surprised-
vanilla. It's just regular. It turns out it's just Faerun in space, actually.
I'm just surprised they messed up Dark Sun. Because Dark Sun is just like Sword and Sandals, but like...
Oh, they
blasted
messed up
line
Dark
of
Sun
magic.
by refusing to do it.
Yeah,
No.
they haven't done Dark Sun at all.
Okay, why did I hear that? Okay.
So it's...
No,
it's,
that's just been a very long recurring rumor
like,
for a while.
fans have been very much like, hey, when are you guys going to do Dark Sun? And, Mike Merles was always like, we're always thinking about, how to bring back these old settings and ways that work for our players. And then, Mike Merles got fired. Imagine
right.
firing the lead designer of your most successful product.
Yeah.
Is that the guy who designed 5e?
Yes, he was
Yeah,
the lead
they
designer
fired-
on 5e.
They
Why
fired the lead. Yeah. Yeah,
because
it was
they
a real
don't
what
need
the fuck
him.
moment.
Because they don't need him for...
And the rumor was that he told them, hey, this one D&D idea is terrible. Also, you're going to piss everyone off if you do this OpenGL shit. Like, we
Yeah.
shouldn't do this.
And they
How
did it
weird.
harder.
So they fired him for being right?
Yeah,
probably.
basically. Allegedly, etc., etc.
Allegedly. But it wouldn't surprise me if that was the actual case, because it seems like Merles was always a pretty... Like, obviously, he was sometimes accused of being a little too chum-chum with, like, the state of the community and, like, Wizards' relationship with the community. But at the same time, my guy made 5e.
He
Like,
made
it was,
a-
like, a huge part of it, at least.
He spent a lot of time being like, all right, yeah, here are the things that annoy me about this system I made, and here are the things I would fix. And then it sure does seem like perhaps mandate came down from on top that says, actually, what if you didn't change very much at all?
Yeah, what if we're afraid? We're just terribly afraid that this... We're just afraid. Full stop.
Change is terrifying.
Yeah, no, listen. They do not want the gravy train to stop flowing.
Is it a gravy train at this point?
Oh, it still is.
I mean...
Yeah. It seems like it is. Like, in the past... I guess it's been a while since Stranger Things, but, like, several things have come out that have made people go, huh, D&D. Tabletop might be cool.
No, I mean, like, I think that's the biggest thing that Wizards, to extent Hasbro, as I kind of wrote about earlier, Hasbro's and Wizards still is convinced that this whole 5e renaissance is completely on them, when
And
Yeah.
it's
Stranger
not.
Things in Critical Role.
Yeah.
Like, it's Critical Role in Netflix. Like, my God,
Yeah.
you have to realize that it's Critical Role and it's Netflix.
And Critical Role's making their own thing now because you scared everyone with the OGL stuff.
And you completely botched the whole 1D&D thing.
Yeah. Yeah, well now it's not
I'm
one
sorry.
D&D.
I'm sorry.
just
It's
called-
it's
You mean
Dungeons and
2024?
Dragons
You mean-
5th edition
yeah.
2024.
No, it's not even
God.
Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. It's just called Dungeons & Dragons parentheses 2024 rules.
What a dumb fucking thing.
No, they reprinted it. It's now called 20. It's now officially called 2024 revision of 5th edition.
Great.
What a fucking weird.
I would like to know numbers on as far as how
Why?
much
What the fuck is this? Why would you fucking do
yeah,
that?
the magic boom started because of those Xbox Live Arcade games, and yeah, sure.
Yeah,
What,
no, those
Daggerdale?
No. He's talking about Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
Like why? a new batch. Like,
I'm pretty sure they basically like caved Magic the Gathering's head in with the dumb shit they've been doing.
Yeah.
oh yeah, okay. So yes and no. The community. So where they're at with Magic is basically Magic makes most of its money off of Commander.
Oh, buddy, does it?
And
Yeah, but it sounds like everyone I know who plays Magic the Gathering says they don't like playing Magic the Gathering anymore. which is
yes.
What are you talking about? Gino
But-
Greco loves Magic the Gathering.
But those are not the Commander people, and Commander people are still buying the fucking cards. And also, yeah, they like completely eviscerated the whole money pool with the competitive scene, and so competitive Magic basically has just completely died, which
Yeah,
is
they-
fine
They
because
killed their competitive scene,
I came here because I intercepted the distress.
like pretty brutally. And so
and
all
they're-
that leaves
went all
is
in on
Commander
Commander.
people. Yeah, all that leaves is the Commander people and the people who open the card packs on stream. Which they are the ones who are doing it and loudly saying, I fucking hate this game, god damn it.
Yeah, but
Um,
from what I understand, even like the online client is something.
Oh
that
no,
people
yeah,
think
like
about.
the
Arena
Magic
is also a mess.
Arena is a disaster. Their whole digital only format that they tried to sell to the competitive and like the standard
Alchemy.
players. Alchemy has like DOA, dead on arrival.
Behind closed doors.
So
I just think like their monetization for that too is
special forces
yeah,
it
it's
doesn't-
like WK is
not
saying like they've made the whole rank system for the pro tours where if you weren't a pro like 10 or 15 years ago, it is impossible to become in the top whatever power rankings and qualify for the major events anymore. Like there's no new blood and people are getting older, and so that means that there's no like circular system that replenishes the ranks, which is not a problem that's facing, say, other competitive trading card games, i.e. Yu-Gi-Oh!
Endangered your life?
I'm always surprised to learn that people are still playing Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh, are
Still
they?
big.
believe it or not, Master Duel I think boosted it a lot.
The Pokemon trading card game,
Danger was real.
the
Also
mobile
still
thing
pretty
of that just launched and is apparently doing quite well.
I will say it
Oh.
does help that the Yu-Gi-Oh like online client is very free to play friendly.
Yeah.
If
So-
you play like 2 games a day, you pretty much have enough currency to more or less buy packs.
I don't know if I
whenever a new
that's
pack comes
completely
out.
true, WK. Like Yu-Gi-Oh! Still has kids that are playing it. Like there's young people who are getting into it.
Yeah, they're all sickos.
Also, I'll tell you what, the weird like millennial toy thing that whose reboot is absolutely kids fucking love it. My fucking kids in my classroom fucking love this new Beyblade reboot. Like they're playing it all the fucking time. It's driving me goddamn
I
crazy.
mean, isn't Beyblade been kind of a meme for a while?
No, but like
people our age.
kids that aren't us, like actual
people
middle
actually
school
Young
ever,
people
like,
who aren't
play-
irony poisoned 30-something.
kids.
Like
these-
what was the age of Beyblade? Like what year did you need to be like a
Beyblade
child?
was a big deal in the U.S. in the early aughts.
They should have been able to just
Yu-Gi-Oh! Also benefits from the part where non-white people play it. Magic is decently big in Japan. There's that
it's
manga.
pretty big in South America.
Well, yeah, let's get Zeto in to talk about the Vampire the Masquerade card game.
But anyways, no,
Is it
like
right now?
these, like even in my apartment complex, the kids, like the middle school and below kids, are fucking playing Beyblades all the goddamn time.
Yeah,
just not
I
super
mean, it's
surprised by
dope.
that.
You make the tops fight each other.
These fucking kids and their Beyblades.
That's not possible.
Back in my day, they were
The
just
Metros were
dreidels.
terminated along with Zebes.
It used to hurt anybody.
I guess the scary thing is like
And the last of them.
Dreidels have like an actual purpose, right?
The baby,
Huh?
count number
Sure.
11.
Above my head.
we got number 11. The scary thing is like Magic the Gathering is one of the reasons why a lot of mom and pop board game shops were able to stay in business. So if Magic the Gathering actually fucking dies, that's a real bummer for them.
I can.
I mean, so that's the
confirm.
wild thing. Like the area, there's like one game shop in my area that I've gone to every once in a while just to see, and they're pretty much all playing Yu-Gi-Oh and Lorcana now.
I know. It's weird to see how like Yu-Gi-Oh is doing very well.
I think the fact that they have like an
Yeah.
active ban list that they keep updated quite often is probably a reason for that.
No one
Yeah, they make an effort.
Magic has a pretty active ban list.
Like, hey, we released this new format and everyone hates it. Okay, we should probably do something about this.
They raised it like a pet.
Is
calling
the
it Little
is the
Birdie.
anime still going for Yu-Gi-Oh?
No.
Until
They're
one day,
making anime, but it's not based
attacked
off
one
of
of the
like
researchers
the
who got
card
away.
game that is played now. It's
Ridley
based off
had
of some
played
other
fair.
card
I mean,
game.
there was that weird
Oh,
period
yeah.
where
Cage.
literally the
What was
Yu-Gi-Oh
left?
competitive scene would be like, oh fuck, a new anime is coming out. How's it gonna fuck up the game this time?
Yeah, and it would
Hello.
usually.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm the magic guy. This discussion has forced me to explain something in voice.
Okay.
Go
Okay,
for it.
so
Explain.
shoot it.
So Yu-Gi-Oh has always done the thing where like every time the new sets come out, the
It's
cards are better than the
artificial
old cards, and that's just how the game works.
We developed
I mean,
an
that's
AI
most
program
card
that
games
reproduces
ever.
No,
Magic
it's-
did
I
not
remember
work
a
that
few
way for a
sets.
long time.
I remember a
Like-
few sets where like the new set was ass, but sure.
in B.
Yeah, Magic, the new cards are
But it
not
was just
supposed
a
to like
program.
be
It
powerful in
wasn't
the
the mother
format where
herself.
everything is legal. And if they are powerful in the format where everything is legal, typically the people who played the format where everything was legal hated it because it means they would have to change their decks.
Much like the original.
I mean, they're basically all of these collab cards
Yeah, but with
for
Magic, they
Magic are basically
there's
being
like
sold to
rotation,
people
right?
who
Where
are
it's
like,
Yes,
only
but
like
Commander
collect
doesn't-
sets are legal at any given time.
Yes, but Commander doesn't have
Wasn't
rotation,
that
and
the
as
story had
ZP
holes
said,
in
that's
it?
the only format left where
Through
people
the
still buy
holes were
cards.
glimpses of the
So they
danger
have been
of
doing
Sprite
crazy power creep in
eyes.
Commander, and it's been now the
Everything
game
she
is
said was
unrecognizable from like 5
yeah,
years ago.
Commander is a mess.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, if you're gonna do something where like if you're not gonna do set
Now,
rotation,
I would say
you need to have
this,
bans.
Sloan, if
It is what it
Gino
is.
was here, this is where he would be a little, because he's a standard player. I'm a pauper player, so, because I'm
You're just
broken.
saying random words. I don't know what you're saying.
Gino, as a standard player, would say, well, Commander is always a fake format. And it's like,
I mean,
oh, fuck.
I actually agree, but this is like.
Would be mass produced.
Oh, I can
As soon
philosophically
as an AI
understand that
that could control
position
them was
because it's like,
developed,
you know,
the plan to
4-player
create a
battle
special
royale
forces unit modeled after the Space Pirates was
Magic.
replaced.
I think with Commander, people
Spun
miss.
out of control.
So,
The facility became
one thing
a
I've
place
learned
much
playing
like
Magic is I think Magic is a better game when it's a singleton game.
If the situation
Yeah.
were left alone,
I
Partly because
and
the
that's why you can play Singleton if you're broken inside.
even the ringleaders of the
Yeah,
operation
but it's well,
wanted to
Commander's
avoid that.
singleton, and I think that's what I think like that's the thing that makes it interesting, and not the Commanders. And maybe people have misread that for like
They decided
20
to
years
capture
now.
the Metroids contained in Sector 0 and delete the rest of the
But
facility.
yeah, it's
I
like,
just hate the mechanics of the game. I don't like it.
Ridley,
yeah, that's a totally
I
fair
hate,
and valid
I hate
thing.
mana. I hate it.
What?
but
I hate
before
how
the
bricky it
ringleaders
is.
could act,
like it. I understand that's maybe not a term you use in Magic, but just
Adam
like, oh
Light
yeah, I have a hand that's full of fucking
That's like
mana.
the
I guess
actual
I
part
mulligan,
that I'd like.
except I lose card advantage by
regardless,
mulliganing. Great.
since the
See,
ringleaders
my
that
problem
happens
with
in
Yu-Gi-Oh is
too.
just
When
popping all your
Yu-Gi-Oh,
shit
you're
off.
supposed to play,
No
what's
longer
Delinquent
at
Duo
direct
turn
facility.
1, and then you're just
And
fucked.
so a deleter was installed
Yeah,
as a
that's like
member
the
of
old
Adam's
format.
team to destroy
And yes, like
evidence
there are
and
formats that are
prevent
absolutely just like, well, you're fucked if someone does this. Like there was the Yada Lock format, which is like,
But having been
congratulations, you
added
don't
on
get to
as
play
a
the game
member must have
anymore.
disrupted the galactic
I just
And
want
even
to
now
point
it's
out that Braden is just quietly absorbing this other M cutscene.
Yeah, I'm-
I appreciate it.
I just love it when characters exposit the entire plot to me.
Oh,
Yeah.
are they explaining the plot right now? Yeah, the Federation is evil, and they made
They
Mother
made
Brain
the
not
monster.
human because Team Ninja, and is that
She's gonna get shot.
is that Madeline Bergman, or is that the evil Mother Brain? I can't even remember. I haven't played this
Madeline
game
Bergman.
in years.
Yeah, and
Does that CO happen to be
MB.
Adam Malkovich.
Commander Adam Malkovich?
At least Samus is enormous there.
Yeah. See, yes. Adam was the one who did the war crimes.
Not me. But yeah, I
That
don't
was a
know.
weird angle.
Like Magic has painted them, or like Wizards has painted itself into the corner with Magic, where they literally only have one community that's still buying shit.
They've successfully
No, it's like the Grognards still buy cards. They just don't buy cards from Wizards because Wizards. So like
Right.
like the Black Lotus and Palace, like the really old
I
valuable
buy my
cards.
shit from TCG Player.
Yeah.
But Wizards like made a legal statement like 20 years, like in '96, that they would never reprint Black Lotus and Pals, and they've stuck to it, which means they can't actually make money off like the old cards.
Meanwhile, Lorcana, which I think in a move that I think probably smart, they're just like, no, we're fucking reprinting all of these valuable cards, so that.
I mean, that's the actual game that has taken off. I mean, predictably so, right? Like, if you said
There's
you
a
were
lot
going
of
to make...
Disney adults, and they have money.
Yeah, like, Disney adults have money. They also put a lot of effort into making that game fun to play.
It's got
All
Winnie
things
the Pooh
considered.
Honeymancer.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
I'll
it
be
sure
back
does.
in a sec. I gotta pee. That cutscene was
He's
too
gonna
long.
miss-
But yeah,
He's gonna miss all
Lorcana
this
is
good
doing
cutscene.
well.
Cutscene ended.
Yeah. That cutscene was approximately one way too long conversation about card games.
I mean,
Lane.
it's fine.
Uh,
Sometimes the card games just infect everyone. You can't do anything about it. That's what happens when Slay the Spire becomes popular. All of a sudden, the cards come back.
That's why you don't play card games.
Is Slay the Spire ground zero for like all those card rogues?
110% yes. Slay the
Card
Spire
indies?
came out, and then suddenly like 1 million of those came out. Just roguelike deck builder after roguelike deck builder.
And now we're
after
gonna get
roguelike deck
another
builder.
Slay the Spire.
Yeah. It's why every time I look on Steam, I see a roguelike deck builder, and then I look at the second image, and it's porn, and you're like, oh, okay, sure.
At least that's fulfilling a different function.
Yeah, sure. Someone's having fun with it. Oh, Bandai Namco has a sale on Steam. I wonder if Elden Ring's on sale. Nope.
No.
It's not gonna go on sale. You might as well just buy it as is.
I'm
I'll
not gonna do that.
eventually
I
buy
refuse.
it.
You can probably buy like the PlayStation version for under MSRP.
That would require also then buying a PlayStation.
I have a PlayStation, and at this point, I bought a new graphics card. I want to play it on the graphics card that I.
There is a PS4 version.
And isn't
Yeah, I'm not gonna play that one.
Isn't Elden Ring gimped on PC anyways?
No.
No,
it's
it's from what I understand,
It had some stutter when it came out. It still occasionally does, but like I didn't have a huge problem with it.
Yeah, and I think like on consoles it runs at 30 frames per second.
On PS5 and Series X, it's a 60 FPS game, but the PS4 and Xbox One versions are 30.
Oh, okay. Oh, this is a cool maneuver. You're just running and exploding things.
Yeah.
It's basically Samus's signature move at this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did not
Honestly,
know there was
it's one of the best moves that you could give to a game where you have to do backtracking. Just, I'm going to run fast and everything in my way is going to die.
I did not know that there was a character named Madeline Bergman in this game until just now, and that's definitely a Mother Brain thing.
Yes, it is.
What? No.
What?
No, there's Madeline Bergeron, and then there's MB,
Yeah.
who's a robot that looks like Madeline Bergeron, but she's actually Mother Brain.
Oh shit, there's a Little Nightmares 3?
Sure. Of course there is.
Wait, what?
It's not being made. It's being made by some different team.
Oh. Okay, well that's
Bagel
maybe not as
Nightmares.
exciting. I'm looking at the Namco sale, basically.
Okay, buy all of the Tales of games you haven't already bought, so you can
Nope,
continue
not
not
gonna
to
do
play
that.
them.
I recently finally beat one after seeing Relkin remind me of all the stuff that I didn't remember doing.
You beat
much-
Oh
Berseria?
yeah, I remember this.
Should we beat Berseria?
Yeah, I beat Berseria.
Yeah,
After we beat
yeah.
Berseria.
People like Berseria. I don't.
It's good.
Do people like Berseria more than Arise, or
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it seems like Arise people seem like, hey, it's the first one of those with an actual budget.
Is Berseria the new "This is the Tales" game you should play?
Well, ask
I
Gino
would
Grieco about
recommend
that.
that over the what was the GameCube one?
Symphonia.
I feel like Symphonia. I feel like for a while it was Symphonia, and then it was
Yeah.
Berseria.
I would recommend it over Symphonia for sure.
I would still say Zillia. I think Zillia still plays the best.
Zillia plays good, but it looks like ass.
And it
mean,
doesn't
they
have
all
like,
look
the
like-
worst, like no, like
They all have that like mid-budget anime look.
I mean, Arise is the one that
Arise
actually
has
has
the
a budget.
high-budget anime look.
Yeah, Arise doesn't, but the rest of them do.
But no, play Berseria and love the characters because that cast is.
They're
pretty
a fun
fucking
group
great.
of scallywags.
I was just like, the issue with Berseria is this the part where you can tell the game was made with like zero money.
That's
money.
To be fair,
Because they need to release a game in 18 months to make people forget about Zestiria.
oh god.
Well, it's
Ugh.
a prequel to Zestiria.
Yeah, but
Right?
it's a prequel in that they could reuse assets from Zestiria.
Yeah.
That's true. I mean, it's also just actually a prequel too. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought they had some characters. Yeah, I thought they shared some characters.
it shares some
it's
characters.
standalone.
I would not want to specify.
One
which
of the
character.
characters is related to a character who shows up in Zestiria in a way that's if you played Zestiria, you know it's tragic.
Sure.
And then there's a twist at the end where one of the characters was a character you knew in Zestiria the entire time.
Yeah.
It's a big dragon.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Oh, I see. I gotta do the shine spark.
I know. I like the part where her brother shows up.
I like
and
the,
she gets
the
all
part
fucked up.
where you just murder people,
Yeah, that part's pretty good.
or the part where you teach this small child that murder is acceptable.
Yeah, murder is acceptable if you want to achieve your ends.
Which one? Because I feel like they teach multiple children that.
You're
yeah.
a little boy, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Yeah,
They-
you know,
they
the little
give 'em different
boy,
names.
angel boy that Velvet
You name
names
it
after her
after
dead
your
brother in a
Yes.
in an act that is definitely not
Hey,
kind
they
of
handle that well.
And she
Yeah.
teaches that other girl that it's okay to be attracted to women.
Yeah, I like that cast.
I'm glad Berseria sticks with it. These are all people kind of thing, and doesn't like. How far does
Rokuro
it
is so
track
good. It doesn't really. Some of them, like Rokuro's entire thing is he wants to kill his brother, and that doesn't stop.
Yeah.
That's his entire story.
He's like, no,
he
this
and
is
his
what I
brother
wanna
want to
do.
kill each other.
Yeah, but he like Rokuro's like he's a very chill dude who's like, yeah, I'm a demon, but you know,
He's like, yeah, what if we just killed these people?
what if we just
That'd be
killed
way
these
easier.
people, guys?
Yeah.
And Violet's like, that's not a terrible idea. And Aizen's like, I agree, but we need to work on the plan. And then
And
Magillu's
the
like,
little
I
boy's
don't
just
give a
like, huh.
fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, love a comedic relief character who is also just menacing.
A comedic cast of sociopaths, perhaps.
Yeah. And then yeah, Laphicet is just like, I don't know. And then Velvet's like, it's okay, we can murder them.
Look.
Is this where like the
came out of
murder is
it.
okay meme like started with just a picture of Velvet?
There's definitely a little bit of murder is okay with
Yeah.
Velvet being
Yeah.
No, it's and like the recurring minor antagonists are clearly just coded to be like the protagonist and durotagonist of other Tales games.
Yep.
And you just keep beating the shit out of them and they get more
It's-
and more messed up.
They
Yeah, it's
eventually
very
get
funny.
turned into a single person. and then
Yep.
killed.
And then you kill them, yes.
It's
Oh, what a
it's
good game.
oh it's yeah. No, it's good. They should please look forward to Tales of Grace's F.
You're
I'm
not
not
actually
sure.
playing that.
40.
Is that even? Is Tales of Grace's F supposed to be a good one?
So
Like, I don't-
Tales of
You
Grace's
like
F
Tales
fucking
combat.
plays amazingly.
Okay.
It has like some of the slickest combat and like easily digestible character progression loops in the entire series.
Genuinely well paced.
It's Tails, Fire Emblem, Engage.
Yeah. But also, to put it in perspective, the writing in that game is generic by the standards of a generic comfort food anime JRPG series.
Is it more generic than, say, Zillia 2?
I mean, Zillia 2 is just a mess, right?
Zillia 2 is
There's
ambient.
a Zillia 2?
Yeah, a retcons a bunch of
It's
stuff.
another game where we needed to release a game in 18 months.
Yeah,
using
Zillia
assets
2
like
is
that.
we
Hideo
needed
Baba
to reuse this.
needed your game to come out, come hell or high water.
We needed to
when he
reuse this
started
engine
that series.
tech.
I feel like almost every time they like do a sequel in a Tales of like universe that they just completely fucking botch it.
I mean, again, the reverse of that is Berseria.
Yes, but like, remember like Symphonia and the weird?
Yeah,
like,
I sure
hey,
do.
like,
I sure
this
do.
relationship with your
What's
teacher's
the
real
quote?
fucking
Say
weird.
the quote, Braden. Say the quote.
Courage is the magic that brings dreams to reality.
Isn't that Out of the New World your most viewed blog?
It is. It is one of my most viewed blogs. Like, period.
But that quote is that quote from Dawn of the New World?
Yes.
Oh.
So here's the thing: Tales fans won't let anybody forget that Dawn of the New World is the worst thing to ever happen on planet Earth.
Yes,
Apparently.
thankfully.
Worse than the machine fucking translation of the GBA game when it finally came out.
People.
Pile
I mean,
hammer.
there are plenty of bad Tales games. The thing is, a lot of them just didn't come out over here.
Yep.
Like,
And also, like,
Tales of the Tempest for the DS.
Those crappy like handheld ones.
Yeah,
Like
the
Tales-
shitty
those
DS
Hearts.
games.
Hearts.
Here,
Hearts
I
did
put it
come out
in
over here
voice text.
on the Vita.
I don't think all of them did. But some of them.
Hearts came out on the Vita in a remastered form.
But none of those are sequels to seemingly the
The
most
one
beloved
that-
game in the franchise.
No, the direct sequels to games in that franchise are uniformly pretty awful.
But it's been a while since Arise. When
They did that expansion.
They did an expansion, and it seems like they're doing the exact opposite, or they're doing exactly what they promised to do with that team after they kicked out Baba, which is, you
We're gonna
guys can
give them
take your
time.
time, please.
Maybe
Also,
the next
we
one
need to
has even more
reinvent all of
anime
this
or
tech
feature.
because the engine that he was using was so fucking ancient.
I'm
that
just
we
using
need to
Unreal
actually-
now.
They got a lot of juice out of that, let's say, Tales of
Vesperia
Xillia
team, or that the
it was
Vesperia
the
engine in
Xillia
particular.
engine, I think.
I think Berseria is the Tekken engine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That checks out. That sounds like something they would do.
I know Berseria was made by Tekken people.
Yeah, you can tell because the combat's good.
You can juggle a lot.
In
Yeah,
order to
like
beat
Great
that fucking
Zep
Phoenix
came out
guy, I
next
had
year.
to juggle him for like 3 minutes straight.
Unfortunately,
Yeah, I didn't want to do that.
Juggling him, he just
only one of
completely
those.
regenerates
Okay,
his health.
so
God, Grace's Ev is gonna get buried. It's like stuck in between like Rebirth on PC and Avowed.
So, Braden,
Yes.
what if you made a Tales of like game, and it was in the mind of a classical music composer?
Okay, go on.
And the combat was connected to music in that it is beat and or
Weird.
musical based.
And
so you have
what
to
if
actually
it was like weirdly difficult?
yes.
Over here making the jerk off motion, my free hand.
How do you feel about Eternal Sonata, Relkin?
I don't.
Okay.
I think the concept is fucking hilarious.
I think Eternal Sonata would be, let's say, the 12th best game I played for a podcast. I don't know.
Is that the only game? Not Tri-Ace, the music Tri-Ace
Tricrescendo.
Tricrescendo.
Tricrescendo
no, they made
did a
some
couple
things.
other games, but Eternal Sonata was like their one big,
This is your shot, take it.
kinda, yeah.
Yeah, they've mostly been like.
They were mostly a support studio after that.
They've been a support studio for a while. I mean, I guess the other big thing
I
that
don't
they
know what
did
Tri-Ace
was
is anymore. What is left?
I feel like releasing that game on the Xbox 360 was not the console you wanted to release it
I-
on. If you
I-
No,
didn't
actually,
have it.
Microsoft paid
that
them
was the
money.
time when the 360 had a pretty decent install base in Japan.
The cell processor is a crime against God.
I agree with you. I'm just saying, like, I don't think the 360
Do you
did
know?
well.
It's like I had an old
They should have made
user
a PSP game.
on
They
Giant
wanted to
Bomb
sell-
explain this to me, but like the weird exclusive game that Xbox the 360 got that actually moved like damn near millions of units was the brief period of time when Idolmaster was actually an Xbox 360 exclusive in Japan.
That checks out.
Yeah.
Like
that-
they were moving an insane amount of
That is
Xbox hardware
unsurprising.
because for some reason
You know what the reason is.
Xbox signed and they gave the Idolmaster people money. And it's like, hey, can we have this be an exclusive? And they're like, okay, sure, pay us.
I mean, yeah, like you know why that happened, why that got money.
Yep. If only Phil was that smart this time.
But anyways, no, it seems like that Tri-Crescendo is just like they do real good audio work for other studios, and also they're making that Baten Kaidos remaster.
They already made that Bot and Kaidos
I'd say, didn't that
remaster.
Oh
come
right,
out?
didn't that come out? Oh, okay. I sometimes get
Yeah,
it.
that did come out.
Do you guys think Trius gets to make another game?
No. Or if they do,
I mean,
I
looked them up on Wikipedia. Apparently, they still exist. And
but
are having
like a lot of
They might be a
Japanese companies
zo-
still exist on paper.
Yeah,
Don't forget
it might
that
be.
it wasn't until this year that fucking Gynax finally went under, or you know, the zombified corpse of Gynax.
That
Because-
new Quintet game coming any day now.
Oh wait, does Quintet still exist on paper?
Yes.
That's funny.
We don't even know if the Quintet guy is alive.
Yeah, we don't know if the guy who owned that company, if he exists anymore. So the company technically still exists just because it's never been able to fully or formally file for bankruptcy.
Yeah.
Is this because Japan makes firing people illegal?
I think part of it is that.
I was gonna say, didn't Trius make that Second Story remake? But it turns out they didn't.
No, they did not. No.
Yeah, the last game. Yeah, but the last game fully under their belt was Divine
Star
Force,
Ocean
which
6, which
I have that in. I have it sealed. So.
I can put that in the disk drive right now if we want to have a real party.
Are you going around and finding all the missile
Is that a
expansions?
multiplayer game?
Maybe.
Brayden.
Brayden, what?
I listen, guys. They're on my map. They tell me where they are.
I know that.
Are you still enjoying your time with this game, or is it more like just background noise to the conversation?
I mean, part of it is background noise. Also, I'm trying to find out where to go.
No.
I mean, that's this type of game in a nutshell most of the time.
Aren't you Area Zero? I think they said.
I gotta
All
go to
right.
Area Zero.
So I
Oh.
realize that Famitsu's not the best source in the world.
Uh-huh.
But they're estimating that Divine Force on PS2 week
PS5.
1 to week 2. No, they're going to give us the PS4 and the PS5
5.
numbers. So first week of its release, PS4 sold 27,000 copies.
I mean,
in
that's
Japan.
like what Splatoon sells in 5 minutes.
The PS5 version sold slightly above 17,000 copies.
Yeah, that's not great.
So it didn't sell well.
No, not even in Japan.
I mean, the thing about Star Ocean is that Star Ocean has always been the
mid-tier, B-tier.
It is not going to do Dragon Quest.
It always seemed like the also ran Tales of,
which is funny
That's
because
literally
yeah,
what it
was,
is.
It was it was the original Wolf Team.
Members of Wolf Team
Yeah, it
said,
was Wolf
fuck
Team.
this, we're leaving. That's why there's like a bunch of abilities that are just yanked right out of
Yeah.
Tales of.
We're gonna make our own Tales of Fantasia with Blackjack and
And some
3
choices.
dimensions.
Yeah. Maybe they should have just made Residents of Fate 2.
No.
Yeah.
If
No one
only.
remembers that.
I should play that. Mike bought that game for me.
It's a cool game.
Yeah, it seems cool and messy and you know how
Yeah. You would have a lot to say about that game.
And you know how I feel about games that are both cool and messy.
I feel like every time I've seen that game, it was over $60, and I always said, I'll buy it when it's cheaper. And then
It's
I
just
see it
nothing
again,
but
and-
you like jumping and like flipping and doing like crazy gunshots.
Putting
in the
guns
air.
on guns on guns.
Yeah, it's cool.
Resonance of Fate on Steam is $35.
I mean,
That's
not
the
on sale.
remaster.
Yeah, that's the remaster. It's not on sale.
It's also, 20 years old at this point?
No, it's
not
2007,
2009, so only a
2007.
mere
almost 20.
2009. Yeah,
It'll be like 18 years old in like a month and some change.
Great.
All right,
The
you
Resonance
know what?
of Fate was 2010.
I'm just in no rush to buy it because my backlog is way too fucking long.
I just think
Windows
From Software should stop being cowards and put the old Armored
Enchanted
Core
Arms?
and King's Quest and Kingsfield games on modern platforms.
I just want to see Kingsfield 4 and Shadow Tower.
Yeah,
Modern
but
platforms.
specifically, I want Dark Souls influencers and the youngins to play.
Experience Project Phantasma.
Yeah, fucking. Well, Project Phantasma, whatever.
Listen. Iron Pineapple already played the Kingsfield game. so
Yeah,
you
and
don't
I know,
have
and
to.
Vadi already played all of the Armored Cores.
I got excited for a moment when I saw that there was a new Shadow Labyrinth game coming out, and it was like, oh no, it's
Not Shadow Tower.
yeah.
Anyway. Shadow Tower Abyss seems real cool. I've played enough of it to go like, this is kind of amazing. I sure wish it controlled better.
Yeah, but boy, they're cooking.
Yeah.
And then Sony wouldn't let them release it over here.
And, that Madular video said it only sold like 13,000 copies in Japan.
Yeah.
Which was bad.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. But on the other hand, what other Souls game lets you start with a 1911?
I also feel like that game could have sold better here, advertised properly. Like, if you advertise the whole "you have a gun" thing more, I think that Americans would be way more into it.
I just think it's impressive that Age of Tech brought over as much of From stuff as they did during that era.
Yeah.
Because there's like one Japan only Armored Core game.
Bring them all over, like you said. Just bring them all over.
Didn't Armored Core 2 sell fairly well?
Yeah,
At least
'cause it
in
was a
part
launch
because It was a
game.
launch game.
Yeah.
That must have built in some kind of fan base for a little while for that franchise.
Yeah, it did for me. I played a lot of 2.
Where am I supposed to go?
Somewhere you haven't been before.
Okay.
Oh, do you need to go down to the umbilical?
Maybe.
Have
They
they
call it the
mentioned the word
umbilical?
umbilical?
Do you think I was paying attention when they were talking?
You were quiet for a very long
I
time.
was, and then you guys were talking about Magic the Gathering or something.
We mentioned.
I'm not going to have
Horizon
this
Zero Dawn
blamed
server.
on me. I'm not going to be blamed
your fault,
for your
CP.
fault.
I don't
My
know.
brother is playing Marvel Rival. Oh, I see where I need to go. My brother's playing Marvel Rivals right now.
Is he enjoying it?
I think he is. Meanwhile, I'm just like, hey, play COD with me. Play COD with me, bro. And he doesn't like playing Call of Duty because if we play together, he gets matched with people who are better than him.
Tell him to get good.
I try.
That always
Tell
goes
him to click on their heads, and you'll win.
What if you use aimbot?
So here's the actual thing, Justin, is that this is a point of contention.
Yeah.
Right
Do
now with Black
headshots
Ops
not
6
go faster.
is a lot of guns have a pretty low headshot multiplier.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Like anything that is not a marksman rifle
This
or
trait.
or a sniper rifle is not necessarily like, if you are like, for example, if you have an SMG that takes 4 body shots to kill, if you get 1 or 2 of those in the head, it's probably just going to be 3 shots to kill.
Okay. Well, that sucks, but also, like, with the pace of that game,
I understand why they did it, and once again, if you want to just use a marksman rifle and just pop dudes in the head, you can still get rid of them.
See, I feel like that makes sense.
Sanitize language around murder. Get rid of them.
I mean, it's Call of Duty. There's no murder in Call of Duty. There's just elimination.
Happy fun times.
Yeah.
No, it's
any adventures.
Like trying to save Clinton from getting assassinated.
No, it's not Bill Clinton. God, the campaign in Black Ops 6 is such a mess. It has 2 really good levels that are like fun set pieces that don't connect to anything.
Which president is in Black Ops 6?
Well, so it takes place in 1991. So,
okay, so
HW is still president, but there's a bit where Arkansas Governor Bill Clinton, who is running for president, can be seen. And you're like, yeah, they sure did render that Bill Clinton.
I really want... So, I'm glad that people like that game, obviously.
I like that game. I have not played it in like a week.
I mean, they still haven't fixed the fact that when you get spawned, they spawn you pretty close to the action, and that just is fucked.
I'm gonna bet that's actually purposeful.
Oh, no, the spawns in that game
No, it's a huge problem.
Are genuinely, like, a problem.
But, like, the whole, we want to get you back in the action as fast as possible.
No, they will drop you to where you get immediately sniped.
No, it's like
right
on Domination.
I've seen this. I've seen people complain about this by basically forever. But like, I don't know. It just seems like as soon as someone has to spend 30 seconds doing something that's slightly boring in those games, they lose it.
No, but
no,
to be clear, it's specifically because of how mobile you are in Black Ops 6. Because you can just fucking go. Oh, I see where I need to shine spark. It makes it harder for the game to know what is like a safe spawn. Yeah, okay. Gotta do it right here.
Yeah, and also the zombie mode is terrible.
Zombies has always been terrible.
This version of zombies is really bad.
It's not as bad as the Modern Warfare 3 2023 zombies.
And hey, say what you will about this game, the campaign, Braden. At least they were able to make a campaign.
Unlike Black Ops 4.
Or whatever the fuck the last game's whole, like, open world shit was.
Well, yeah.
That was a disaster.
Didn't the last one have the weird, like, chip jacking stuff?
Oh, fuck.
So, Modern Warfare 3 2023. Not to be confused with Modern Warfare 3, parentheses, 2011.
This stupid fucking franchise. God, this fucking franchise.
Hey, guess what? When Schreier was like, hey, yeah, they're gonna probably just make an expansion for Modern Warfare 2 this year, and instead they decided to sell it as a full-priced game because money. And you're like, boy, yeah, this would have been a much easier sell if it was an
expansion pack.
An expansion pack for $40 instead of a full price game. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a real bummer. They put in a campaign into that thing
that is just using Warzone maps, and it's like Babby's first shitty Ubisoft game.
Yeah, so they took Warzone and basically grafted like the most ho-hum, vanilla-ass Ubisoft open world environment, and then we're like, yeah, there's like different objectives and shit. It's a fucking campaign, right? It's like, what? No? No.
And yeah, like Sledgehammer has said they made the whole thing in 18 months.
Yep.
And so I can't, like... Here's the thing, I enjoyed the multiplayer enough that I cannot be too mad, given that I paid 1 month of Game Pass to play it.
But it is weird to have seen this franchise go from... At least the campaigns were always, like, very well-crafted, like, vignettes that let you understand what are the tools at your disposal when you do make the leap into multiplayer. What are the different, like, advantages with all of those different little tools, and hey, the cinematography for some of these vignettes is really cool. To the single player now feels like a liability.
I think the single player in Black Ops 6 is like it's not a coherent. They don't have a coherent thesis.
Yeah.
Beyond,
I mean, it's evil conspiracy.
Beyond, the shadow CIA wants to take over the CIA by
protect us from the bad people out there.
Oh no! Here's the best part: is the plan for the Pantheon, the evil CIA,
which they are called the Pantheon, by the way.
They're called the Pantheon. Their plan is to do a false flag attack and blame the weapons of destruction on Saddam Hussein. Because, you know, the Gulf War, and there's one level where you're doing the Gulf War, and it's a pseudo open world level, and the entire time I'm just like, oh, that's adorable. They think they're a real video game.
Such a weird sequence too.
And and then there's the casino heist sequence, which
sequence is actually good.
It's what you want out of a dumb casino heist.
It's actually one of the better moments in the entire
No, and like the way it switches perspectives between all members of your team. It's good. But
yeah,
like,
the big thing is we want to frame. We're gonna make it to where Saddam actually has the weapons of mass destruction.
Yeah.
That's the plot. We have to stop the evil conspiracy people from actually giving Saddam weapons of mass destruction.
Yep. But
it's such a dumb thing. I love it.
But also, most of that is only revealed in like the last 5 minutes of the game.
Right. It's an incoherent series of like levels where you're doing.
And then there's the one where you get the grappling hook, and you're like, oh, this feels like the thing they wanted to make. And I believe Raven made the single player.
Yeah.
So, you know, Raven Software still doing stuff.
The lights are on. They're not dead.
And aren't they based in like Wisconsin?
Yep.
So, you know, game dev who isn't on a coast, still making it happen. And also, they're the ones in charge of Warzone. But
but it's like I don't not to speak ill of Jeff Gerstmann, but he very much likes the Infinity Ward games. I feel like I can tell the difference between the two styles of Call of Duty from the two studios. I don't actually think it's so significant enough to where
I think it's a fairly substantial difference in feel.
I don't feel like it's neither studio's works are disqualified.
No. And then Sledgehammer's kind of there in the awkward middle.
I mean, actually, I did like their game. I did like their game more than maybe most.
Where's Treyarch? Are they still making the Black
No,
Ops
that's
games,
what I
or-
meant. The two studios is Treyarch versus Infinity Ward.
Yeah. And then Sledgehammer is just kind of there awkwardly because no one liked Call of Duty Vanguard.
Again, I didn't hate it.
I didn't play it.
It's not the end of the world. And now I'm getting a Game Pass fucking ad.
Hey, this is an Xbox. This Wii right here, this is an Xbox. Next question. I have strong feelings about that. This is an Xbox campaign.
Yeah,
It just sure does seem like a great way to confuse people.
I think it kind of sucks. I don't like the whole make everything a streaming service thing.
Well, it's what they have, and
yeah.
I for years I was like, if I was going to recommend someone, who wanted to get into video games, what to do on a budget, I'd tell them to get a Series S and Game Pass. But I don't actually think that person exists.
What is Xbox supposed to do? Sell a console?
Yeah, what are they supposed to do? Make games that people want to play?
I mean, like...
Because they made one this year, seemingly.
It's not even the game issue. They have no identity.
If someone were like trying to get into video games right now, I feel like telling them to buy a PS4, PS4 Pro, and a bunch of the last gen's best games.
Oh yeah, you could probably
equally as good.
You could probably do just fine with a bunch of used PS4 games.
Here's the thing: video games haven't actually changed.
Or
they're largely the same thing they were back then, and also most of this generation's best games can be played on a PS4.
Hey, not the greatest game of this current console generation.
Astrobot?
Astrobot.
Is that what you were thinking of?
I mean, I was going to make a joke about the Demon's Souls remake.
Oh, yeah. The greatest game of this generation. A PS3 game.
Alan Wake 2 is not on the old...
Alright, night, Relkin.
Yeah.
Night.
Yeah, talk to you later.
It's like, you can play Metaphor, and you can see all the places where you can tell they had a spec list for the base PS4, where like every single room has a PlayStation shimmy in it.
Yeah.
We had to make this game work on people that don't have SSDs.
Yeah, because no one in Japan owns a fucking PS5.
I mean, even if you had an SSD, I don't think it would do that. It would help you that much with the shimmying stuff because like it doesn't have the processing power. PS4 and Xbox One had weak processors for the time.
I mean,
like the Boulder CPUs or...
No, they had like what was it, a netbook processor or a laptop processor that they brought in there. It's like 2-point-something gigahertz in an era where
it was a modified AMD notebook processor.
Yeah. It ran at like it was an 8-core processor, but it ran at like 2.5 gigahertz or something like that. In an era where pretty much every gaming PC had a processor that was 3 or above. And that's not very fast.
Was that just a conscious choice of like where they wanted to cheap out, or was just?
I think a lot of it was the like also, maybe consoles are dead. Maybe everyone just wants to play games on their phone.
Yeah, there was a lot of talk at the time of this is going to be the last console because play games on phones.
Also, AMD was desperate to get those consoles to get on board with them. So they
Yeah.
sold them those cards for fucking cheap.
They sure
Not
did.
cards, processor.
Processors, sure.
Were there GPUs like bad for the 2012 or whatever?
They were. I mean, the thing about console GPUs is that they're usually just part of the processor.
Yeah.
Okay,
They're
I
usually
finally-
a
I
combined
think
unit.
I finally
Also, the
figured out where to go.
processors that AMD was making in 2012 were totally fine.
No, the bulldozer processors were bad.
The processors? I thought you meant GPUs.
The AMD GPUs at the time were fine. AMD processors.
Oh yeah, no, they were bad. You're right. Yeah.
Isn't
Is that the one that had the dual, like the weird dual cores that were fucking literally 2 processors on one motherboard?
I don't know about that. I know that the PS4 and Xbox One both had. I think they had 8-core processors.
But also, I mean,
I forgot that Fantasian
how many-
remaster came
was
out.
it like Intel 4th through 8th gen where they basically just didn't change anything?
Intel didn't change anything from like the 2 or 3000 series up until AMD was like, hey, we have good now.
Yeah, like literally, they have said that AMD has said that yeah, if we hadn't gotten those Xbox and PlayStation contracts, we might have actually gone bankrupt. Because like they used all of that money to like we spent all of that money on the Ryzen architecture research and development.
And in the meantime, Intel basically did nothing because they were the only they were the only decent CPU maker at the time.
I mean,
that was part of that gen for PC gaming. Was like it was not just that the CPUs and the consoles were bad, so you didn't need a CPU for gaming, and also Intel wasn't making anything worth buying anyways.
I mean, like Intel abided by their production model that they had adopted in the early 2000s, which was the tick and talk model, which is we solve one part and then we do the other part the next one.
I'm not saying those processors didn't get better. They did get better, but like a combination of like weak consoles and AMD not really doing anything meant that you could buy a mid-tier Intel processor.
I mean, that was the dark secret of the i series during the 2010s, which is you really only needed the i5 because it was the best bang for your buck, and also it didn't use up a dumb amount of energy.
But yeah, you also didn't need to buy, if you were just playing games, you didn't really need to buy a processor every few years to get like the highest settings and best performance, because it didn't matter all that much unless you were like really pushing 4K and everything you could.
Yeah, I believe I used the computer that I built in 2008 until it died in 2016.
I mean,
like it literally just died. That's the only reason why I stopped using it.
You know, I'm sure I'm being affected by this gravity. It sure would be great if I had a gravity suit.
There was that, that weird period where the Core i5, especially like with the Core i5 25.
The 2500K was the 2500K. You know how the 10 series cards have basically worked up until like last year. The 2500K was that, but for processors. You could buy it and it worked for a long time.
I don't feel like
and not only that, but it was so good that basically AMD gave up for 5 years.
Yeah, and then they came back and basically became the best processor manufacturer.
Like the big.
It was the 4790K that people just kept forever.
I feel like the 2500K was kept for a long time as well. Like,
yeah,
there were
I feel like
good.
I don't need to upgrade my graphics card for a long time if I'm going to stick to 1440, which I will, because fuck buying another monitor.
As long as you're willing to turn like some settings down from high to medium, you're a 30 Ti. And you're not playing on 4K. A 3060 Ti will probably.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be fine for a bit.
But I mean, as someone who was using a 1080 forever, like I didn't need to. I could run most games on high on 1080.
Listen, it runs Total War Warhammer 3, so the most.
Justin, I think that the weird thing that I think that enthusiasts really need to just accept is like, even then, the i5 was not what killed Anthelon. The Core 2 Quad was what killed Anthelon. And as much as, the Core 2 Quad is what made Intel the #1 processor company in the world for 20 years.
Wait, don't you mean do you mean the Core 2 Duo?
The Core 2 Duo also, but it was like the quad was when they fully gained damn near a fucking monopoly.
I guess.
I put that out, and like AMD couldn't keep up until Ryzen, and now Intel's on the back burner
because their processors were exploding.
They were getting better, and then their processors started falling apart.
Now, here's the thing, though.
I still feel like it's like a weird toss-up with them, though, because like with AMD,
they have a 5-year warranty on those processors now.
Yeah, it's actually, like, if you think about it, it's actually not a bad deal, because a lot of people are trying to get rid of those now too. Like,
yeah, I still.
But yeah, I
absolutely.
I would
agree,
only
like,
upgrade my CPU if I got more serious about doing like video and audio work.
What is your current CPU?
Let me check.
It's like a Ryzen 3000.
Yeah, I think it's a 3000 series Ryzen.
I was legitimately just forced to, because like, hey, guess what? Fuck you. 6700K, no more updates. And that thing was totally fucking fine. Like, it wasn't slow at all for me.
Oh, Windows 11 update, yeah.
Yeah, I'm still on an i7.
All right, let me.
Mind you, like that. Also, I think I just got a good deal on this stupid pre-built. I was all about to build a new one, and then I saw these fucking deals.
Where would I find?
Click start and type in system information.
Oh, right.
I guess, hey, it seems
I am currently, I'm using a 3800X.
You're fine.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a couple generations old or whatever, but it's fine.
Anyways, like,
I will say the one thing that I might need to get some more RAM.
How much do you have?
16.
Is it DDR4?
Is it?
Yeah, DDR. Well, you don't get DDR5 RAM because it's not gonna work.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is that platform DDR4?
The best processor you can buy is the 580X 3D, right?
The best right now.
For Braden's, without changing the board, right? Because it's AM4.
Yeah, he could put a 5800X or a 5950X or something in there like that. But if you have a 3800X and playing game, I don't think you really need anything.
Yeah. Like if you shop around and wait for like a good sale, I remember I bought 64 gigabytes of RAM in Canada, DDR4 for like $80.
Yeah.
But like if you have 16 gigs and you're never doing anything more intensive playing games, I don't know.
Yeah, 16 gigs is totally fine.
I'll say this: Stalker 2.
Yeah, okay, there are some exceptions, but like
that game
for
apparently
me,
is
I
pretty
bought more RAM
CPU
because
locked.
I do a lot.
Yeah.
Like when I'm working from home, I have like multiple programs open doing all kinds of weird shit. Like,
yeah,
I'm doing virtual machines that need their own RAM.
Ugh.
I mean, what major games are CPU bound right now?
They're all strategy games.
Yeah.
Like if I wanted the turn times in Total Warhammer to be faster.
Yeah.
That was like, wasn't Dragon's Dogma 2 wasn't some of that issues?
Yes, fucking Dragon's Dogma 2. Which, please look forward to Arbitrary Waters' end of the year blog where I call that game a disappointment.
Wait, what?
Dragon's Dogma 2 bummed me out, man.
I don't think you're the only one, because everything I've heard about that game is
amazing. Actually, now that I think about it, I feel like everyone just fell off of it.
Like, my feelings about that game are, I think
something Dark Arisen 2 could fix.
Honestly, kinda. I mean, Itsuno's not at Capcom anymore, so who fucking knows? Specifically for me, it's, like, they made a sequel to Dragon's Dogma where they just made it bigger.
And didn't fix. Did they not fix any of the problems?
Like there's still a lot of walking around and fighting. There are things I like about it. I just it just annoys me that they they kind of just made that game again, and that's intentional given the way that story goes. I might go back to it now that it's gotten more patches and probably will run better.
Are they gonna do a DLC, or is it just?
I don't know.
That game didn't sell well.
I think it sold okay.
Yeah, like
I'm pretty sure it sold over 1 million copies, which
Did
means
Dragon's Dogma
nothing.
1 sell well before they did the DLC?
Hold on, let me look up.
Well, for one, Dragon's Dogma I think did sell well because it was like an open world fantasy game.
Okay.
And those tend to sell well.
Dragon's
Also,
Dogma 2 sold 2.5 million copies in 11 days.
Okay, so that's
do a
decent.
DLC.
So they're gonna do DLC or something.
I guess the other thing to point out about Dragon's Dogma 1 is it came out. How well was Capcom doing when Dragon's Dogma 1 came out?
Dragon's Dogma 1 was the smack dab in the middle of the dark period.
And Dragon's Dogma 1 got 6s and 7s when it first came out.
Yeah, because games journalists are unprincipled.
It also ran at a frame rate of like 12.
Yeah,
And
at
also no
600p, and I still played through it twice, Justin.
And also no Dark Arisen.
Yeah.
So.
Oh
Hey.
wait, this is the fucking thing from Metroid Fusion.
Yes, it is. A Nintendo game is
right.
bosses.
I suppose it does not look anywhere near as cool.
No, this is explaining how it showed up in Fusion. That doesn't do that in Fusion. In Fusion, this is a boss where, like, if you don't know what you're doing, it's a run killer, and then if you do, it's like pretty simple.
It's not that hard to figure out how to beat this boss. Just some dodging.
So Justin, you're gonna buy this new Intel Arc D580
Oh
card?
no, I'm not gonna buy it. I have enough graphic cards that are more powerful than it to not need it.
I just like again, yeah. I'm not gonna buy it. If I was interested in a card,
If I needed a card and was stuck at 1080, it seems like.
Yeah, like if.
And you only play modern.
Yeah,
games.
and you don't want to play older games because.
Yeah, because it doesn't. Apparently, they've gotten a lot better about their DirectX 9.
Yeah, that's what everyone
emulation.
says. It's still not 100%, which is still the problem.
Yeah, you can't beat 100%.
I still think you'd be better off buying an AMD 7600
Sure.
XT.
It's more of like, I guess the reason why I keep bringing it up is like it's more the concept of, oh, you made a 1080p 1440p card for under $300. Good for you. Like I just like the concept of competition is good.
It's just nice to see someone trying to make a really, really good effort at making something that's reasonably affordable for people who aren't insane with their money like me.
Is Intel trying to make a bid for like the PS6?
They fucked that up apparently. Apparently. So. And then also like, yeah.
I mean, we know that
Intel. This
the
is
Switch
what
2
Reuters
is gonna
report.
be an NVIDIA chip,
custom.
right?
Yeah, custom made.
How Intel lost the Sony PlayStation business. Intel lost PlayStation 6 chip contract to AMD as far back in 2022.
I guess PlayStation's thinking if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
PlayStation deal could have generated $30 billion in revenue for Intel.
But also, if PlayStation just keeps doing like x86 AMD stuff, they can keep that backwards compatibility.
Well, Intel's also x86.
Yeah, I feel like
I
they
know.
could have kept the backwards compatibility.
It is, and they could have, but it would introduce more issues.
Yeah, you might find some incompatibilities with older games.
There's too much money in people's PlayStation's PSN accounts for them to ditch backwards compatibility at this point.
I mean, Nintendo ditched backwards compatibility with the Wii U and Switch, but also nobody had a Wii U, so I guess
no one had a Wii U. Like I had one, but
everything
I
that's
had
been
one, but
You
We're
also don't
weirdos.
count. Both you and me don't count. It is what it is. Did you buy the black one or the white one?
Black one.
I bought the black one because that's what.
Me too.
You see, what happened was they showed that Breath of the Wild video at 3 before announcing the Switch, and I was like, "That looks amazing!" And then I bought a Wii U and some things, and at GameStop, I bought a used one.
No, I was a sucker. I bought it on launch day.
We got ours on a Black Friday deal.
Yeah.
We
Well,
got
I think it
we
was-
got like 3 pack-in games. So
Yeah,
we got
I
Super
got mine on a
Mario
dead
U,
deal,
New
too.
Super Mario Brothers U, New Super Luigi U, and then we bought Mario 3D World.
Yeah, mine was used from GameStop, and I'm pretty sure it was less than $100 when I bought it.
And this is kind of funny. So apparently, Tech Powered Up is now doing a partial retraction of their report that Intel's 18A architecture was only doing a yield of 10%.
Okay.
What is the
So
18A stuff?
they're basically saying that we've redone the math, and yes, that article was incorrect.
How far am I in this game? I feel like I'm
So when you say 18A, what are you talking about? Because I have no
that's
idea.
their new microprocess manufacturing
If you
system
want,
that
if
they're
you
gonna
want
make.
to get the fake ending, it's going to be another hour.
Okay. Then we're gonna stop at the next save point, because I've been going for almost 3 hours.
Or yeah, like maybe less than an hour of gameplay left.
Okay.
This
Yeah, we'll
is
call
the
it
end.
here then. I'll finish this
All right.
tomorrow. And be like, actually, this game ain't bad. It ain't bad.
It's mostly just the story bullshit.
Yeah.
You're about.
I'm willing to bet the story, like overall, is more or less fine if they did some better writing to justify that.
Nah, I
it's
just think there should have been no cutscenes.
Yeah, like the actual story is just like, what if Alien?
Yeah.
All right.
All
See
right,
you
is
again,
Joku
guys.
playing Indiana Jones?
Bye.
Oh, wait.
Yes, he is.
No.
Yep, I'll talk to you later.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to go to bed as well. Have a good night.
I'm going to pet a dog.
Excellent.
Thanks, everyone, for watching.